And Spacey Wolf Squadron. It's your Wolf Commander Wolf 10. I'm your werewolf. Today is the day, but not particularly the special day. Today will be the day we'll celebrate a special day this coming Friday, which unfortunately I cannot do that. That is not within my schedule. We are celebrating the inception of Wolf Commander Rambles. I got this show started. We all know this. Got the show started last year, October 2020, specifically on October 5th, where I made the stream about video game movies. And as shall we say, this show kept getting bigger and bigger. Bigger and bigger. Why am I fumbling on my words now? Am I hyper? I guess I am. It got bigger and bigger with each guest and which each prominent and permanent member of this series. Unfortunately, most of them cannot attend because they're attending to their daily needs. As with all life stuff, crops up for all of us. And this goes out to anybody who's always on this panel, who talks to me and be with me and all that stuff. I've always made this statement since the time of this session. No one's holding you here. I'm not kicking you out, but if you got important things to do, go do them. Life takes prominence. You go take care of yourself. I always said this up to my group on the panel here, to the audience here, to the guests. If you have to, I don't hold you hostage. So to those who are not with us, wishing you well, wishing you good health and Godspeed. And those who are making advancements in their lives, keep doing that, of course. This is not a final farewell, by the way, of the show. This series, the show, I've been really debating on that too for a time so far since the summer. Should I just quit on this? Should I just stop this? Should I just end it now and just move on to brighter pastures? But I wrestled that since I've been in the green room today. And I'm like, you know what? I'm having fun doing this. I'm going to keep going. Whether it's the Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground but has excellent Wi-Fi, this is Schooner Tuna. And happy 1 year anniversary, UN Space Seed Wolf Squadron!
All right. And the Maverick Hunter St. Brian Gil Martin.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're enjoying a great day on this 1 year anniversary of the WCR. And if you've got anything in the chat you'd like us to bring up around, just let us know and we'll kick it around for a bit.
And our guest that's slowly becoming a member with us, Fizz Chozo.
It's strange that you need a slasher mask guy as part of the wolf pack, but I mean,
you'll handle the dirty jobs that we cannot do publicly.
He's basically the ninja of this group,
I know.
And course disposal. We'll name your spot Monster Joe.
We'll call him the cleaner.
Right.
Yeah, like Sawyer the cleaner from the Black Lagoon or something like that, right?
Anyways, going by what I was saying earlier, like I said, those who are not with us, Trooper, Leia, whether they're still sticking with us or not, and whether they see greener pastures and head over there, more to the power to them, and Godspeed as always. Same thing with dang, we have so many people on our team. I can never keep track. It grew so much. Who else is in our panel? Who else is in our corner? All right, the Gladiator of Kaon, Matthew Flynn, who's been with us a few times. Godspeed on him growing his channel. Even the the great memories of the Van Helsing rewatch with the Pacellis, Age Boomer, and of course Matthew Flynn as well. Those were some good times, and that's basically what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking shit, spitting around the campfire here and there,
Yeah.
and reminisce on the good times and even the weird times of WCR, or even the awful times that the WCR had to comment on, and future weird and crazy stuff that we're gonna have. Anyways, let me highlight Melissa Harris's comment. Says me and Jay can't make it this time around. We got some personal stuff to do. But before we go, happy anniversary, Wolf 10, and congratulations on the anniversary. And I hope many more will come by, guys. Thank you, Melissa. We have Samuel Olaki with us. He says, hello, people. Thoughts are all over the place. Got a bit of reading done. Day of tomorrow. Better focused in. Hopefully. Take care, dude. Take care of your sanity, too. What I hear over in Finland. Well, you give me the rundown. Has Finland finally quiet the fuck down on their fucking totalitarianism?
And Victoria Fagbile has just joined us in the comment.
Hey, Victoria, and I love that comment she says, and it's 3 little side chicks.
Make that 4 that Eloise, the Bear of the North, has joined us.
Hello there.
Eloise!
You know what, Brian? I'm gonna let you have that one. That's a good introduction. That was a damn good introduction.
Well, thank you.
And suddenly gives us the response. God damn. Oh, sorry, Ma Pacelli. If she do hear this in the back watch. Sorry.
It's like, Okuyasu, I heard it as clear as day. I just remembered I have a meeting to go.
I'm sorry, but you sounded so much like Yogi Bear right there. Hey, boo-boo, let's get us some Vicadicka basket.
Ma Pacelli, hear that, she'll come in like this.
Bah.
So true.
Bung. Bung. I love
Better response is boom headshot, boom headshot, boom headshot. Right, guys?
Right. My goodness, man. Man, looking back, like I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, like have I made a big difference for everybody? Have I made a big influence on anybody? Have I actually pushed anybody to do something with their lives, at least at times?
Well, there's one good thing you have done that's been positive, and that's you gave us all an opportunity to speak, which is something not a lot of us really do, you know?
I think, just to add on to that, I think you really have. You've encouraged us to just say, don't be afraid. I mean, if you believe in a cause well enough, even if some people will say that you're wrong, but if you yourself believe it, go out and do it. And, that inspired me. And that's what encouraged me to say, hey, I'll come on board and let's do a review together, which we did with X-Men Evolution.
Right.
That was
exactly.
Well, that's right. I just found out about that cartoon recently.
Yep.
Nice.
Keep in mind, I was just a toddler when that happened. So
yeah, I was actually excited because this is one of the. I felt that X-Men Evolution, and I thought, well, Wolf 10's doing it. Why not just go on board and share my thoughts? I mean, I think X-Men Evolution is one of the most overlooked of the cartoon. I mean, because the 90s just cast the big shadow, and Wolverine and the X-Men didn't really pull in the numbers as Marvel wanted, but everybody just always overlooks X-Men Evolution. I mean, that's
the thing. X-Men '90s cartoon was a very tough act to follow in general because it was.
That was before my time. I know watched a single episode of the '90s X-Men cartoon or any X-Men cartoon that mattered. For that matter, but the only Marvel shows that are really famous that most people really like are Spectacular Spider-Man. I love Spectacular Spider-Man. I also thought Ultimate Spider-Man was good for the most part.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of people. Here's what's funny, Fizz, is that looking back on the history of the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate X-Men, if you really think about it, compared to the other Ultimate Universe, stayed a little too close to its formula. I mean, it was brought in for the modern age, but it did feel like it was, staying too close to the it was staying too close more to the movie cinematic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I saw about the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of always viewed X-Men Evolution as what the Ultimate X-Men should have been.
By the way, I never read. I have no interest in reading any of the Ultimate Marvel stuff. The reason why is because what it did to most of the characters. I mean, it had. Was that clip
That's
from?
funny.
That came from me.
Yeah, but
What's
what
that clip-
anime is
what's
it
that
from?
clip
He's
from?
asking.
High School of the Dead.
I've
Oh,
heard
okay.
about that one.
I have no interest in that show. But anyways, what I was saying is that the Ultimates, what they did with the most of the characters, that they're all villains basically, but they called them superheroes. Like they had Iron Man was extreme alcoholic permanently, like he's a substance abuse addict all the time,
They were
24/7.
flanderized versions of themselves on that.
No. And Captain America was
Yeah.
nothing like himself at all. Who's basically staying for American Dad, but with Shield.
Yeah.
And what else? What else? And basically everybody was evil essentially. Hulk was nothing more than a villain, but a villain
A
who
cannibal.
cannibal and probably they think he's a rapist too.
Lots of cannibalism in the Ultimate
And
Universe.
yeah, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch was in an incestuous relationship for no reason.
Yeah.
Blame Brian Michael
Really,
Bendis
actually-
for a lot of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Ultimatum was the high watermark for the Ultimate Universe, and ultimately its nail in the coffin. Because Ultimatum was they wanted to shake up the status quo of the Ultimate Universe, and I think they went about it the wrong way. I understand that long-running heroes needed to you want to introduce.
Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, that's just basically the gut check Ultimatum did to the Ultimate fans. I mean, they put a lot of goodwill into the Ultimate Universe just to have Marvel, for the sake of, hey, let's shake up the universe. They killed off some of the best characters.
Yeah, didn't have Magneto destroy the world essentially.
Yeah, destroy the world with Thor's hammer, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that's
Wait, how is that possible?
Well, no. The insult to injury is the fact that they kept freaking retconning. They kept being inconsistent on how he was fucking with the Earth's axis.
Right.
That to cause for the massive tideway to hit New York the way it did.
That didn't make any damn sense. Did Ryan's act like they don't even know how tsunamis even work? Like, you not know how tsunamis work, right? Like tsunamis are caused by earthquakes under the ocean. How do you not know that?
Well, the thing is, they could have just fucking science fiction that shit with his powers and Thor's hammers put together.
I know,
but they kept changing. It's like why don't you just follow through with it? Like he used Mjolnir since Thor's Mjolnir and the Ultimates doesn't really have the worthy lock onto it. You know, he's using the Thor's hammer as an essential to himself to really be able to use the magnetism to fuck with the Earth's core and tilt the Earth like that.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say
it makes more sense when you combine the ideas, because at first they said he used Mjolnir as a way to do it, but then they talked about in a later issue they said he found a way to tilt the Earth with his magnetism. You could use both of that together, kind of like the way how before only way Galactus fed on the planet is that he built a machine to do it.
Yeah.
Before they ultimately make him like this big giant super being that just come by and just eats the planet, not necessarily just chumps it.
By the way, if you didn't know, if you don't really think about it, the reason why the Ultimate Universe didn't have the word lock on the hammer is because none of the characters are heroes. I mean, all of them are except Spider-Man. Everybody else is
Yeah.
a villain. So
That or Mark
why?
Millar think that, or at least one of the writers of the Ultimate Universe thought that was stupid to put a sort of handicap on a powerful weapon.
Yes, you would, but yes, you would, because imagine if one of the most evil, depraved people ever get their hands on the hammer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Imagine,
good grief.
Yeah.
We are screwed.
exactly. Imagine if a serial killer got his hands on Thor's hammer.
Yeah,
In that universe.
exactly.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong. You can actually write that in a way to tell a story in an interesting way. I mean, like for example, in Young Justice, you remember the episode Secret. They find this weapon of Beowulf that says to the most noble and purest of heart. However, being pure of heart does not necessarily mean good. Okay. If you are pure in your ambitions, if you are pure in your convictions, then you're able to wield the weapon. So that would be an interesting little loophole to Thor's weapon. It's like whoever is pure of heart, and Magneto's motive in Ultimatum was it was depraved, but it was a clear view. So there right there is how you can show.
Don't
how
even get me started on how he's able to activate Cyclops' visor.
Yeah.
And Cyclops couldn't simply turn off, like close his fucking eyes in the instance, or how the fact he can somehow use it to vaporize Wolverine. Then again, Cyclops' octave beams in the Ultimate Universe are not concussive per se, because there was an instance where he did fry Wolverine in their own story, their own, the Ultimate X-Men story. I was like, wait, he burns people up with his shit now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
I
matter.
don't have a problem with that either. I mean, I like the idea. Actually,
I have a problem with that shit.
I
It's a
love the
fucking
idea
beam.
of
It's
the
not a fucking laser gun.
I think that if that Cyclops' visor is made to reduce the destructive nature of his optic blast. I mean, if he takes off his visor and he shoots it, it's not a concussive blast. It can also melt and destroy. So it would make sense that his visor could it actually reduce it.
Yeah, because in real life, most lasers aren't concussive. So I just want you to know that.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm not opposed to new ideas. It just, or even nuanced ideas. It just has to make sense. Okay, it has to make sense, or is properly set up for a story and can technically be part of the main lore.
Right.
So, like for example, Thor's hammer. Like I said, I'm going back to that. One of pure of heart can wield Thor's hammer. Good of heart does not pure of heart does not necessarily mean good.
Another example is the Ultimate Marvel Universe apparently made the symbiote not an alien, but is GMO.
Oh God!
They named him the Clintar in those comics too.
And they have a god now.
No. I'm talking about the Ultimate Marvel. The main Marvel Universe Clintar. I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But the Ultimate. Ultimate Marvel made the Ultimate Marvel made the symbiotes GMOs and not aliens. So, so what's like what's the alien part actually makes it more interesting than but the GMO thing huh? So humans made it.
Yeah, and somehow sound doesn't beat it, but electricity.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing
let me explain for the people in the back. Like in Ultimate Spider-Man, Venom's debut, basically this is where I say the Amazing Spider-Man got their stuff from specifically. It's from the Ultimate Universe, like where they really ebbed off their toreferences. In the case of Ultimate Spider-Man, Eddie Brock is his close friend now, and both their dads were workmen together. Excuse me. They were both workmates. Let's go with that. Right. And they were working on a specific thing that's supposed to cure cancer or whatever, right? To anybody who applies it to.
Yeah.
And one of the ways one of the things happened was Peter touched the thing, it got on him,
Mhm.
and then later on, Eddie got pissed off about that because, as you do, because that's your dad's life work, and he fucked it up.
Mhm.
I forgot how he got it off in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because of electricity. I think it's probably the electricity that got where he got it off. But he was trying to warn Eddie not to put any of that stuff on him. It's he's telling him it's dangerous, but Eddie saw it as a form of him betraying the trust between them.
Yeah.
Right.
So he ends up wearing the Venom suit. It didn't.
Mhm.
Essentially, it's not really a suit per se. It just becomes a suit once it gets onto you.
That's how it always
And
is.
yeah, what I'm saying was, it not being a living organism, by that point though, it's like an artificial suit that just gets onto you. And
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, it it basically like it does in the original classic comics, it elevates your deepest emotions as well.
Mhm. Aggression.
But the problem was is that when it came to Peter, when he got electrocuted, the suit got off of him. But when it came to Eddie Brock, that when they got into a struggle and he fell into electricity, he ended up being vaporized by the with the symbiote along with the symbiote. And I was like, what?
That
Yeah.
makes no sense whatsoever.
That makes no
Mhm.
sense. The problem.
It kind of leads credence to Ultimate Universe killing off the villains. Like the previous Green Goblin was like this hulkified goblin, and he ends up getting gunned down by the fucking police.
How's that happen?
Well,
Exactly.
He got super strength. How's that? And he only fat. How the fuck did that work?
Well, that's the thing that bugged me about the Ultimate Universe is that they were playing with the idea of longevity, but they really did not have a plan to take this like 10 or 15 years in the future. Okay, but now I don't mind the Ultimate Marvel Universe actually having, a legit ending that just ties the whole thing up. I would actually be interested in that. But do you really have to kill everybody? I mean, that's what
Here,
kills me.
you want to hear how crazy
Kill
the
'em all
Ultimate
domino,
Universe
right?
gets?
Yeah.
You want to know? Y'all want to hear how crazy the Ultimate Universe can get sometimes?
How's that?
Going back to Ultimatum, or at least Ultimates 3, there is a bullet that is built to specifically target the DNA of the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Meaning, even though that Quicksilver can stop a bullet with his super speed, it is not enough to stop a bullet that is targeted for his sister specifically. And
What?
even though he catches the bullet can somehow rocket propel itself through his, mind you, it didn't do that, by the way. It didn't do that. But you might as well say it did, right?
Right.
Now,
But
that would be
it's powerful
interesting.
enough to, hang on, Schooner. It's powerful enough to even though that he catches it with super speed, right? He catches it with super speed. It goes through his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Nani?
Yeah.
Like
That.
he could be able to alter his speed enough to where he can catch that, to see the bullet and catch it in any other way to prevent it from entering his sister. But it's strong enough to go through his hand and still make it to his sister. Never mind the fact that anything in the bullet's way could alter its trajectory to some degree, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what is impacting. Now, mind you, I'm full disclosure. I'm not a gun expert, nor am I a complete bullet expert. But from what I've heard from many gun experts, bullets do fuck up on their trajectory, and there's a lot of factors that as to why they fuck up on their trajectory. Wind being one
Mm-hmm.
of them,
Mm-hmm.
obstacles being one of them,
Yeah.
despite it being a strong bullet or any kind of bullet that's geared towards armor piercing or any other type of piercing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I mean,
lose
this is
But
common
momentum
this,
that
sense.
way.
I mean,
but
this is common
again,
sense.
Yeah, but again, this is a bullet that went through his hand, and you trying to tell me that his hand is not enough to fuck up his trajectory, but it instantly kills. Not only that, it instantly kills Scarlet Witch on
Yeah, that don't
impact.
make any sense.
No sense
That
whatsoever.
don't make no sense at all.
Here's
It's like
another
he
thing.
treating the bullet like it's a missile. It's not a missile, it's a
Here,
bullet.
that's what I'm saying. You might as well say it was a rocket. Again, you might as well say you might as well made a rocket propelled bullet. I would have accepted that. I would have
Mhm.
accepted that if it was geared
Mhm.
towards hitting its mark. If the modifications of the bullet was geared towards it hitting the fucking mark,
Mm-hmm.
it
Like a
served its
missile.
purpose.
It's not
Like
really a
like
bullet
like
then, it's just a missile.
like the bolter bullets from fucking 40K. Those are rocket
Mm.
propelled bullets,
I can
right?
even
Those aren't really bullets, they're missiles. That's what it is, a
Exactly.
miniature missile.
At that point, or at least it's enough to where if it don't hit the mark, it can explode into shards to at least wound or maim the victim. Like
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I'm accepting of any modification if that is specifically what it's made for, to
Mhm.
kill someone
Right.
or at least wound them enough.
Yeah.
But that's not what it was. It was a bullet that was made specifically to target the person and their DNA. Now,
And you can even
he-
throw
Right.
some really cool historical lore in there too. I mean, you could say they made a bullet or even a small a handful of these bullets, but you could even tie it into the magic bullets theory, and that's what actually killed JFK.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. A magic bullet that literally, like, not a magic bullet or a bullet that never misses.
Yeah.
by the way, the person who shot her was a fucking bot made by fucking Hank Pym, I think, or Iron Man
Yeah.
Oh, good
in that
grief.
universe.
In that universe, they have Ultron. Ultron wanted to screw Scarlet Witch. It was really weird. And
Yeah,
also, Ultron
Yeah.
was
everyone wanted.
It wa-
Jeez Louise, in the Ultimate Universe, Scarlet Witch's panties were the most contested over.
and now that also
Oh, don't even
Ultron
get
was
started.
programmed.
Sorry, don't even
Also,
get started
Ultron.
on their family history.
Good.
I know.
Go.
Also, yeah. Also, Ultron was programmed to be evil by Doctor Doom because he wanted to get back at Magneto for some reason.
what?
I still remember that shit. No. The thing is, Doctor Doom was banking on Magneto to fuck up everything so that he can steamroll everything in the chaos and still think he could come on top. I'm like, motherfucker, please. That ain't how that works.
I'll say
No, it
this
is
also.
That
not.
don't even make any damn sense.
I'll even say this for the
This is Doctor
Ultimate.
Doom, by the way.
I did like how in the Ultimate Universe, not every hero was isolated. Everything sort of blended together. They just didn't execute it right.
They never did.
Mm.
Storm.
They never.
I did not like Ultimate Storm either. She was pissy about
Yeah.
every fucking thing in that fucking universe.
Yeah.
Well, it was all
I
for the
remember
sake of them
Storm
trying
was
to be
more of
edgy with this shit. That's the problem.
Mm.
the thing that I loved
Yeah,
about
he's-
90s Storm is that 90s Storm was mostly was pretty much a pacifist.
Not anymore these days.
Not anymore. Now she just is very angsty, just very mean. This Storm is very mean.
They're trying to make her out to be the worst parts of Malcolm X, it seems.
They're basically
Yeah.
making her
Because she's
angry
black.
black woman number 5 gazillion or something.
I know.
Well, the thing is, they see black women and they basically well, actually no, this is basically the woke's writing. They take the supposed marginalized people and they associate with what most people try to disassociate themselves away from the most, which is we're always loud
Right.
about shit. Any kind of shit. Any shit that you can name it. We're always fucking loud.
Oh, yeah.
And even then at times I'm like, bro, that's the part I want to get away from my damn self because I'm sick and tired of hearing my Negroes act the way they do
Mm-hmm.
over the littlest shit. Why do you think I left the fucking black community? Why do you think I left the fucking ghetto? I'm so sick and tired of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm waking up every morning thinking like, what have I ever done in a while? Yell at white folk? Yeah, that white folk. Let's do that. That's not what I do every day. And in fact, that's why I don't do at all. But
Yep.
anyways, I digress. That's the shit I can't stand either. My damn self. And it's no different than the way how they write us. It's like, you know, we get loud when we need to. We don't get loud because we think we have to all the damn time.
Right.
You know, just don't. Yeah, I mean, it's like, look at why we yell instead of us just yelling. I mean, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
hmm
let's look at the character behind the caricature.
Exactly. So any
I miss, I
other
miss,
highlights of yeah.
I miss
Any
WCR.
other yeah, me too. No, what I was gonna ask was any other art ultimate highlights y'all want to talk about? Like the fact that freaking Tony Stark's Blue Man Group.
Hmm?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Okay, guy. What's his name? Orson Scott Card that tried to reinvent Iron Man as some kind of guy with biosuits.
Yeah.
Bios. To kind of that didn't really make any sense.
This is the most weirdest concepts in the fucking Ultimate Universe. As fucking ever. I'm like,
Well, that's the thing.
I'm so glad they didn't explore any more of the fucking Ultimate Universe because I wouldn't have I would have been done with the Iron Man origin story right then and there. Like the only ones that I kept up with was Spider-Man and X-Men. And even then X-Men was getting weirder because like freaking there was a moment where this is when they introduced Gambit and he get fucking offed in that book
Oh yeah,
by Juggernaut of all people.
I think
And like
a lot of
there was
people.
hang on, Schooner.
Oh yeah, okay.
There was a moment where they fucking stopped to have a fucking relationship issue between Bobby and Kitty, and then there's a moment where even Storm gets all up in Wolverine's face and start talking shit in front of him, and suddenly next panel they're kissing,
No.
and they're still, mind you, they're supposed to be looking for somebody,
Uh-huh.
one of their crewmates that went off with Gambit, Rogue
Wait.
specifically.
I'm going mute. I'm going mute right now because I got wait.
Just mute yourself, dude. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're looking for Rogue, and freaking Storm stops Wolverine to have this tirade about some shit, and I'm like, okay, and then suddenly they start kissing. I'm like, you know, you guys are supposed to be looking for somebody, not having a soap opera drama bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
child, we've been asking about you. We missed you. There ain't no in between.
Yep. I think what really everybody is really quick to want to give the Ultimate Universe all of its praise, but not everybody wants to talk about the fact that it was for every good thing that it did, you have to tack on about 20 or 25 bad things they did.
Shitting on the Ultimate Universe and specifically Ultimate X-Men.
Yeah, the reason why Ultimate Spider-Man worked so well is they knew what to keep consistent and what to hold up and what to change. Ultimate Spider-Man, while it did have its hits or its misses, was the longest running of the Ultimate Universe.
And they killed his ass off and replaced him with Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That happened. And fucking Venom ate Gwen Stacy.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was another thing. What's with the cat? What, like we were saying earlier, what is with all of the cannibalism?
I don't know. Maybe the writers have a war fetish or something.
Mark Millar specifically. Because that was usually his writing all the damn times. Like something, then cannibalism. Something, and then cannibalism happens.
I rip on Mark Millar, okay, I do. But to be fair, too,
It's founded.
It's founded. But he also said, too, I'm not the guy to write X-Men. And he was saying it time and again, I'm not the guy.
At least he's honest about that.
But everything that he wrote, they just accepted and they took. I mean, he even said, too, in an interview, they said, hey, we're doing a Ultimate Marvel with the X-Men, and We want you to pen. We're doing Ultimate. We're doing Ultimate Marvel. We want you to do the X-Men. I don't know anything about X-Men. Oh, just go see the X-Men movie. So we went and we saw the X-Men movie, and he stated that I just wrote the worst possible thing I could think of, thinking that they would not accept it, so they would know I'm not the guy. But they took it.
He is not the guy. I am the guy. Keep talking, Schooner.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, they that's just, he says I'm not the guy, and they just kept accepting it here and there. But Mark Millar didn't he also write Huck?
That's okay, son. When I was your age, I had stupid dreams too.
Samuel Oki said that Mark Millar's girlfriend is about talent.
Yeah.
His thing. I've read something. I know, because a lot of his books seem pretty generic. I mean, Garfield is a better writer than Mark Millar in comparison. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But exactly. That's funny.
So yeah, like I said, the basically Spider-Man. Basically, I would say this: the first two Ultimate stories, they're basically based off the movies. Simply put, because even at the end of the Tomorrow People comic, where they put Magneto in a prison, guess where that prison is, or what kind of prison it is?
What's that?
What's
It's the exact same plastic prison they put Magneto in the movie.
Yeah, and like I said about the
now here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Somehow the fucking dialogue is stupid.
Oh yeah.
Because it's basically Magneto being a boomer for like a cool second within talking to Charles while playing chess.
Yeah.
As opposed to them debating on the escalation side of the mutant populace versus the human populace, or the code of ethics that they state, or basically, like I said, going what I was saying earlier, escalation, like what are they gonna do now, what are they gonna do this time? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that this is gonna end with this? And you know, you get that famous question. Why do you ask questions to which you already know the answers to?
I'm
And
looking
of course,
for
that famous
magnet.
line.
But that's the thing. In Ultimate X-Men, the only thing that they're talking about is, mutant reality shows. I'm like,
oh, good, great.
Yeah, he's basically talking to Magneto about how there's going to be more mutants in the workplace, and there's even more positive mutants being shown in TV shows. More
And
positive.
Magneto mocks it.
Yeah, and more positive representation in television and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, it's like they're trying to tether it to our reality. And I'm like, this is a comic book fictional world. Okay, you don't need to be as realistic.
Nope.
Oh, don't get me started in the next volume where he's like fucking berating everybody as he's beating a shell.
Yeah.
The mutant cries out in pain as he strikes at you.
No, not like that.
Oh.
No, he like, for anybody who was like taking them on one by one, like every time he was whooping their asses, he was berating them like some adult talking down to children and then telling them why they suck so much. And I'm like reading this, I'm like, this is not Magneto. This is not how Magneto talks. Why is he berating them?
Magneto always respected the X-Men, but he always said, "You are all misguided."
Well, here's the thing: if he has to berate them, he's gonna do it in a classy way. He's not gonna do it like a fucking childish adult about it. Like, I'll give you one example where it's like I'm paraphrasing, by the way, but it goes something like this: when freaking Jean Grey comes up, he's like, "Oh, the little schoolgirl is coming in to wear her big girl pants or something like that," or when or a moment where Cyclops jump in, like, oh, the Fearless Leader is doing this and then. I'm like, why is he talking like this? This is not Magneto. Like go like if especially if they're going by the one from the movie, this Magneto will not be insulting the X-Men like this.
It's like
He would have
I would expect Mystique to do that.
if anything, but the problem is
Or Emma
Mystique.
Frost.
Yep. But the problem is Mystique is nowhere to be found in these books per se.
Nope.
Not that much. Like she's there, but like at the time you hardly ever notice that she's there. And like when she pops up, like, oh, you're here. Like the one that struck me the most was Quicksilver, Toad, and the Blob. But Mystique, she disappears within each panel, even in the Ultimate 3. You know what I'm saying? You hardly realize she's there. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That's what got on my nerves the most.
That's something too that I didn't like about Ultimate X-Men is that they really underutilized so many characters that had such potential. I mean, Mystique should not be this secondary villainess. She is a primary antagonist.
Another thing
they
is
also
that
introduced North Star to die, especially.
No, what you know? Oh, yeah. They made Colossus gay in that universe, but his thing. What you should do with the Ultimate Marvel universe is highlight the mutants that don't get highlighted in the main universe, like
Forge.
all the. Yeah, exactly. I hadn't even heard of them. Exactly. That's what you should do. That's what you should have did.
Yeah.
Like had X-Men team be composed of characters that like nobody's heard of. The mostly notable characters nobody heard of, like that black gal shoot the worms out of his body.
Yeah, Maggot, right?
Maggot, yeah, Maggot.
Yeah, Maggot.
This speaking of things, that'd be a good way to. Speaking of characters with lane powers, that's all you need to do to make them better. Like make them work to some degree. Like think about like
I might have to go again.
Did he mute it?
I think he muted.
He muted. Anyways, well, let's get into the comments real quick.
Yep.
Magneto the Nazi.
Pretty much.
Child asks, who do you think did the dirtiest to Mystique? The original movies, prequels, 90s show, or the comics? 90s didn't do her dirty. I will say that. The original movies, I would say that she does do things, but she's somewhat of a nothing character in those movies.
The high watermark of Mystique was in X2. I mean, but she was always, but we didn't get anything really in depth with her. It was always just surface level.
I would say that the prequel movies, she had no business being sort of the pseudo star of the show, because that's basically all that was.
I liked her in X-Men First Class. She was great in X-Men Days of Future Past, but it was very clear that they were constantly making the movies more or centered around her. And I was like, she doesn't need to be that. Because that's her biggest story arc, Days of Future Past, because she's going to commit an act that's going to lead to a dark, apocalyptic future.
It runs in line with the comic that it was.
Okay, I'm here now. I'm back here. That's what I'm calling me.
Cool. No, I'm saying it was running off the comic that preceded it. Basically, she was the main villain. She orchestrated the attack on the president, which ultimately causes the downfall of mutant kind and humankind.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that the writers were making it all about her in later films to a degree where I'm like, we do not watch these movies for Mystique.
Because the reason why I did that is because Jennifer Aniston was popular because Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Lawrence Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
Jennifer
yeah,
Lawrence.
that's another reason. That was another reason was because Mockingjay was a big deal. Part one was like the big deal until part two came in,
Yep.
which kind of which left everybody with a sour taste in their mouth. But still, it's like that's the only reason why she was like the new leader of the X-Men in Apocalypse because Mockingjay happened.
I know.
Um,
Mockingjay was the first movie, dude.
part one,
First
yeah.
movie was called Hunger Games. First movie is
No,
called
no,
Hunger Games.
no. I'm saying like the popular movie at the time was Mockingjay. Because
Mockingjay.
that was like like Mockingjay was a big deal of that story where they were actually outright now about to go open war with the Capitol.
Exactly.
Like yeah,
So
Hunger Games was a
depending,
popular movie, but like at the time, the most prominent movie of that year, while Days of Future Past was being made, was Mockingjay.
So basically, because of Jennifer Lawrence, they had to make Mystique this good person because like I said, she was popular at the time. Because of Hunger Games.
There's a reason why Jennifer Lawrence was getting all those roles, like Passengers.
Yep.
What's another one that she was in?
Joy.
Joy was a good movie though. I like Joy.
Joy was a great movie.
I put it like this. I have a soft spot for grassroots movies or grassroots stories, like Chef, Joy, Dolomite's My Name. I have a very big soft spot of those movies because I like to see people who were either down the dumps and rose to the occasion of building a brand. Real life people, mind you. And I like people building businesses by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Uplifting themselves and having people, come with them or be with them to do it, either family or friends. Or I really do love those type of movies. I love those success stories. Basically, they're basically called success stories. But I like to call them grassroots because they build it from the ground up. And every time I watch that, I feel like I'm a kid in front of the TV with my legs kicked up.
Yeah. Those are inspiring.
That's a good feeling to have.
They're inspiring stories.
Chef being my favorite though, because it's freaking John Favreau, and I'm just like, man, I get teary eyed when I watch him work because it's like that's basically a real person right there doing what they love, building off their passion. I just love seeing it. Dolomite's My Name was also reinvigorated that love too.
Yeah, I didn't watch Dolomite's My Name. That's when Eddie Murphy plays the guy who played McCloud, guy who made the movie Dolomite. Yeah.
Had Wesley Snipes in it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Like when I saw him pop up, I was like, where'd y'all dig him up from?
Exactly. See, like,
I ain't seen his ass since Expendables 3, and maybe Gallows Walkers.
Yeah.
Like, where you find that Wesley with his black ass?
I'm sorry, I just wasn't expecting that.
You know where it's from, though.
Yeah.
That's why you laugh. You got that reference.
I did.
But okay. I was in Vigilante Williamson's chat earlier today. That guy is right.
Will Shatner.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Vigilante Williamson.
Will Samson?
Vigilante Williamson.
Oh, gotcha.
YouTuber.
I am not familiar with that.
He was on Comics Division panel at one point. I was in his chat earlier today, and like I say, he's part of Comics Gate or something. I think so. But anyways, at least I think he is. But he's definitely not a woke person. But anyways, like I say, he was on Comics Division. The thing is, Vigilante Wilson's chat, and I was in his chat earlier today. He said that Superman is really a dead character. He's talking about the back of what happened with Superman recently.
Lies.
He said Like he said, Superman is basically a dead character because it basically died out in the early 2000s when everybody said no man could be this good, no person could be this good. It's too unbelievable, and then everybody had these evil Superman stories. What is it said whether we
Lies, lies.
Yeah,
it's like
that's bullshit.
The fear is bullshit.
it's like it says he said whether we have a evil version of Superman himself, like Injustice, or evil not mock Superman, like the Homelander and Omni Man and whatever. Yeah, basically, so DC's trying everything to keep Superman relevant, like making Superman's son gay or bi, whatever.
That ain't the fault of this the pop what excuse me. That ain't the reason what keeps Superman going as an aspirational hero. That's not the fault of that. That's the fault of corporate trying to pander.
Yeah, this is another thing that really bothers me is because they are not doing this for what everybody thinks. Oh, it's for diversity. Oh, it's to bring in more readers. Okay, if you really want to bring in more readers, you don't transform a character to pander to a specific group. These characters,
you got any news headlines. That's all.
Yeah, that's all you're doing.
Exactly.
That's all you're doing. You're looking for clout.
Let me
that's
tell
you.
Let me tell these troglodytes one thing and one thing only. Back in the days when they wanted to get new viewership and new potential audiences members, they focused their attention on something that could possibly bring them in. So take for instance Jon Stewart,
right,
in Justice League, the cartoon.
Oh yeah,
they went with him for
over Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, because Kyle Rayner was
over Hal Jordan because
specifically Hal Jordan.
Kyle Rayner it's supposed to be Kyle Rayner because Kyle Rayner is in the Superman animated series.
Yeah, I'm saying he was already established, yes, but we all know that Hal Jordan exists in that universe too. But they would have went with him but they went with Jon Stewart. Go ahead, Schooner, explain.
Kyle Rayner was actually was going to be a change because in Superman the Animated Series it was originally going to be Hal Jordan, but DC would not release the rights to the name, so they went to the next guy, Kyle Rayner. And go ahead, Wolf. The reason why they went with Jon Stewart because they actually did have the licensing now for Hal Jordan, but they chose to go with Jon Stewart.
Mostly to reach out to a different group. Not because the whole cast was too fucking white. Mostly because they wanted to reach out to another audience too. Not specifically black folk.
Yeah.
No.
Well, because here's the thing too. Jon Stewart was introduced in the comics also too around this time, so they made him part of the Justice League so more people can come and take a look at the Green Lantern Corps. And then you got like a whole new legion of Green Lantern, not just Jon Stewart, but Green Lantern fans. He brought in a whole, like, he's right up there. You got Kyle Rayner, you got what was his name?
Kilowog.
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner,
Toma
that's
Ray.
it. Toma Ray. I mean, they really with the introduction of Jon Stewart in Justice League, Green Lantern saw like a reemergence of popularity.
And and now and Green Lantern became a space-only superhero also, which is why we had to get rid of all of Green Lantern's old villains, or ship them off to just be fight Justice League.
Sadly, some sacrifices have to be made.
I agree.
Like Dr. Polaris will never be utilized to its fullest. And Tattooed Man, that's another one.
Yeah.
But
that was the thing too. What I liked about Jon Stewart of Justice League is that they didn't just make him to pander to blacks. They made him to be a character embraced by everybody. And that's
he didn't go on a tirade about what's the usual talking points that they always talk about?
Institutional racism or something like that.
Institutional racism, yeah.
Even when he went back to his roots, per se, there was never no moment where they stopped to talk about how bad white people are.
Mhm.
They were just blacks enjoying their day, and that's how I always like my shows when it comes to my black folk enjoying their day. I'm tired of hearing them talking about how bad white folk is
Mhm.
or any other person who's not black.
The only time they ever did poke at that was when they went and they saw was when the Justice League went to that
Savage
alternate.
timeline.
No, not this. Oh yeah, the Savage time. I forgot. Okay, there's two instances they did that. The Savage time, but that was that. But the other one when they went over to that
Yeah.
superhero universe, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be that golden age. But what did Jon Stewart do? He didn't stop the entire episode and give a whole talking point lecture about why you shouldn't assume certain things. He just brushed it off. He just brushed it off because it was the product of the time.
Take care of it, son.
Yep.
Yeah, I know the racist old superheroes.
Or he basically, or no, he says take care of somebody. He also says, well done, Jon Stewart. You are a credit to your race. Thanks. Like, how do you respond to that? You don't. You just brush it off and you go.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing is, half the time, or at least the superhero in question wasn't really making that out of a sense of maliciousness either.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's why John, even though it stung Jon Stewart a little bit, because obviously he's dealt with, you can tell he kind of dealt with it in his time, the harshness, but this is coming from somebody who probably don't know that he's perceiving that as, you know, something that you just don't say to black folk.
Right. Yeah. You just don't say that anymore.
He's saying that in a more polite gesture, not necessarily a malicious intent of degrading you, of degradation. There we go.
Exactly.
I still like Child's response here about Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh no, we lost somebody. We lost Eloise.
Yeah, we always lose Eloise.
Oh.
She's a ninja. She'll be back.
I forgot to play the game over thing clip.
What I liked about
right. Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hang on. Eloise, this is for you.
That works every time.
I need to work on my timing on that one.
What they were doing in that episode, I appreciated because they weren't shying away from it, but they were also showing is that it does not have to define you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's what I liked about Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart's character, he's been through some rough times, but also he was a United States Marine, and he was a very patriotic man. And he understood what you got to do. You got to, and especially this is what made him great for the Green Lantern Corps, because you have to endure and overcome. That's what you're taught in the U.S. Marine. You endure and overcome.
Always. One other thing I liked about that episode too is that he didn't end it off by telling the guy off about that.
No.
Because at the end of the, he number one, he didn't have time to even, if he wanted to make it that option, he didn't have time to do it anyways, because once they defeated the bad guy, that dream went away. However, even if that was an option, and he like that wouldn't have merit in the long run because the job was done. 3, it would have been a waste of space of writing. Like while we're dealing with now there's one, what, you know.
And that's another thing too, is that Jon Stewart put it behind him because why? He's willing to put aside his discomfort for helping people, and that's what a hero does. Okay, a hero just doesn't rescue you because you say the right thing or anything like that. They save you because it's the right thing, and that's what we're missing in our superheroes.
Oh yeah.
There goes my hero.
Watch him as he goes.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is that it also showed that, you know, anybody can be inspired. That episode also showed that anybody can be inspired by the superhero comics. Okay, the Justice.
How
Justice.
ironic! How
Yeah.
ironic the supervillain was a comic book fan.
I know, and I love that.
Yeah.
The Justice Guild comic books were John Stewart says in that episode, the Justice Guild comic books were inspirations to him. You know, these were the heroes that he wanted to aspire to be. You know, they got him out. That's what these comic books and these superhero comic books superhero TV shows are what they're supposed to be about. They're not supposed to be giving us these dark, grim views of reality. They got to offer escapism, but also the idea of a better world.
So let me ask you this:
that's what villain story is supposed to do. Give you a dark, grim view of reality.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Crash course.
And what it means also to show there's a difference between loving something and wanting to possess it. And we have fleeting moments of pleasure, and then we want to go and pursue it through dark means because we want it to come back. Joy, however, is eternal. And that's what the difference is.
So let me ask you this. What do you think bouncers would inspire or aspire?
Bouncers would aspire to, it's basically transcending boundaries. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's about, but also, like you were saying too, the theme is there, going the distance despite overwhelming odds. But it's also learning, but it's also, like your story, it's multi-layered. It's, like you said, going the distance, triumph and endurance, but it's also about not being afraid to ask for help or not telling you to, yes, you're going to have, in order to make a connection with people, you have to be willing to put yourself in a vulnerable state. To be vulnerable, and that's how you build bonds, and that's how you get friendship, and that's how you find family.
It's also a redemption story too, or a pseudo redemption story.
And and that too. I mean, redemption can be found. I know you think you've done so much evil you can't go back, but that's not true. You can always come back.
In the case of Fizz, goofing over will inspire the comedian in us, or at least inspire the fun side of us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we have Neil Star in the house.
Yep.
Who wants to take this one for once?
I'll do it. The brilliant star that shines through the night, the sharp thorn in the side of evil. Rise on
I know it's similar. I know it's that guy in both Thinking Critical and on J.S. Shield Finney.
Yes. Rise up, chop. Rise up, kick. Rise up, ride. Rise up, man.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's kind of a tradition here, Fizz. Like once we read the cadence, we do a jingle.
Yeah.
Maybe for Christmas we'll do a Christmas jingle. I'm doing all right, Neil Star.
In my case, I don't know celebrate Christmas, so it doesn't matter.
All right, for the holiday season, we'll do a holiday jingle.
Well, you can start by doing this.
Yeah.
Kind of like the 90s Batman jingle. That's 1980. That's 87, 86 Batman. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna let you have that one, child. I'm waiting for that damn meter to hit us too. But as opposed to Home Alone, I don't give a shit. As much as I enjoyed myself watching those movies when I was a kid, I have little I have a little fondness towards them per
Uh,
se.
The first one is the only one, and I mean, I even think Home Alone 2 was a little overboard, but the traps in that one were pretty hilarious.
We do get a Trump cameo in that one though. That wasn't
Yeah.
that's one way. That's one reason why you want to watch it because blink once and you'll miss it. He's right there.
Yeah, Orange Man.
Now, now I'm really worried that if they do re-release it, they're gonna probably remove him from that.
They did on my TV shows do that. They do that.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
my
does not surprise me in the least because Orange Man bad.
Y'all better find an old physical copy, a DVD or something.
Look, I'm just saying, look, before he was president of the United States, Donald Trump was a staple of pop culture.
Exactly.
I know. And remember at the reality TV show?
Yes, The Apprentice. I remember that. Look, you
Everybody
might not.
remembers
Everybody remembers The Apprentice. It's just. I get it. You know, politics and entertainment don't mix. I'm going to say it right now.
No, you're not.
It's stupid how they treat a human being.
Well, it's just. Well, you know what? I just blame the press because the press.
There are
Build
times
up
I wish.
and tear down
Look, for all that energy that they put on that man, I wish they would do that for fucking criminals instead of just put plaster in their faces everywhere on the fucking streets.
Mm-hmm. Look, yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. This is a depressing subject. Oh man.
Well, Neil Star got our back here.
Oh, here we go.
On an unrelated note, I'm terrible at drawing vehicles, so Riser Man got around levitation super speed. No, motherfucker, you gonna get the Riser Mobile. If you ain't gonna draw it, I'm gonna draw it.
Which reminds me, I need to draw some motorcycles for my own characters.
We have a special guest with us today, guys. By the way, we have Unqualified Comics with us, dude.
I watch these videos all the
A few
time.
times. Good to see you, man.
Good times, fun times. Hell yeah, dude. Welcome. Hang on, Fizz. Welcome, dude. Like, man, this is a unexpected surprise on your part, Unqualified. Bro, in that comment, yo, Wolf, the thumbnail is straight yellow fever. Dude, I had okay. Let me pause the stream for a bit. So that was a modified thumbnail I'm using. I'm pretty sure those who saw the thumbnail, because I shared it with the UN Spacey personally of the thumbnail. The thumbnail was a totally different picture that I showed. And funny enough, when I shared it on MeWe, funny enough, if you look on the MeWe, the UN Spacey MeWe group, when I shared it, it shows the original thumbnail that I was using. So it was a lot more risque before I had to give it the schoolgirl or businesswoman treatment, the office girl treatment, and we lost. He'll be back. But what I was saying was originally. Actually, I do want you to. Where can I reach you, Unqualified? So I can send you a link. Because I bet, bro, I've been wanting you to join me for some time now. Not because of sensationalism, but mostly because you're fun to talk to, dude. Especially yesterday, like I was begging Ishi like, dude, have me on the next Monday stream, please. I'm begging you, Ishi, please, let me be on the next Monday stream because I want to talk this shit too. And they mentioned freaking Child's Play, like, no, I need to be there. I know all the Child's Plays. Please.
Please, I'm sick of you.
Like the moment y'all mentioned Child's Play, I got giddy. I got completely giddy because I watched just about all of them, not the from Janelle's words, good extra movies that they made after Seed of Chucky and that terrible reboot with Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky.
Yeah, I watched all three of the Child's Play movies. Too. I can't forget Chucky, that dog.
Hey, Dominic.
Hey, Dom.
Dominic
Good
is
to
in
see
the
you.
house. I don't know if it's good enough. I sent you this link for the StreamYard, Dominic, if you want to join. But if you don't want to join, that's up to you, dude. That's up to you. But Unqualified is in here. But Unqualified, yeah, just tell me where you are, and I'll shoot you the link so we can have you on here, dude. Like, man, child, that's heresy.
Well,
Say what?
You know, just to say, yes, just because you got Mark Hamill doesn't necessarily mean it's a good movie.
Mhm. Yeah,
Heresy.
I didn't see that. I kind of could tell that's gonna be terrible because let's be honest, a horror movie reboot where you're taking the concept of small soldiers essentially,
I was about to
and
say that.
then
Yeah.
you got Joker voice probably. I assume it's Joker
Hey,
voice.
Dominic.
Oh yeah, he is the Joker.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dom. Welcome aboard.
Hey, Dom.
Hey, hey guys, good to see you, and happy anniversary.
All right. All right. Let's see if
But yeah, you're right about that. The thing is that I'm gonna say it. It's a boomer movie. The Child's Play movie is such a boomer.
Yeah.
It's boomer horror. Now I'm going to tell you all about the man who pulls up your search history. No, not that man. Not history, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's your 2021 horror movie of the year. The guy who searches the internet, your search history.
Actually, speaking of Child's Play, have any of you seen the trailer for that new TV show?
I'm
I
looking
saw a
forward
trailer
to the
for it.
TV show, even though I don't
It
have
has,
cable.
I have cable, but has it come out yet? Or
No.
No, no, not yet. So, what we know so far is that the TV show is a continuation of the movies.
It's got
Which
I
Jennifer
know it's a
movie?
Tilly, was
continuation.
in Tiffany again.
No,
Okay, it's a
all the movies.
continuation. No, the
No,
continuation of the original movie timeline after Cult of Chucky.
Oh, for crying out loud.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no,
That's like I said, the
I hear
continuation.
Cult of Chucky is good.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's
was.
really good.
Good. It's good. I'm talking about the TV show. I'm like, but why? Why? But why?
Well, I mean, we did leave. I mean, the ending for the previous movie was left off on like what's gonna happen like to our hero, and we do know like what happened to Chucky's head like after like the ending credits.
Oh, brother.
Oh, good grief.
It's good grief. It's like I don't. No. No.
Just fucking no.
Yeah,
I'm just like I'm all for Jennifer Tilly reprising the role as Tiffany.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We'll call it Chucky. I want they make a TV show based off of that. So now there's multiple Chuckies running around. Terrorizing the city.
Right.
That's the premise of the show.
Yeah.
Well, but currently, like he's in another body, so.
No, you understand? He made multiples of himself. So there's multiple Chuckies
Yeah,
running around.
that's true. It's true because of yes, it is true. It's through his blood. But that's how we're getting the multiple Chuckies.
That's just so stupid. Blood. I mean, in Cult of Chucky, yes, but in movies and TV shows, you're getting too convoluted if you embed the TV show. I mean, Cult of Chucky did a unique thing to bringing back Chucky to the modern day lore, and I'm gonna give it also to Stephen Dorff. That's like not Stephen Dorff. Brad Dorfman. The fact that they brought him back was great.
I know.
Well,
It's fight. Yes.
Well, Charlie, I think you're referring to the last Child's Play, which was a remake of the first movie.
Not
I
talking about
wouldn't
the
say it
remake. The
was
remake
wrong.
doesn't matter. The remake doesn't
wouldn't say
matter.
it was
The
wrong.
remake.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just replying to her question.
Yeah.
Yeah. The remake doesn't have nothing to do with has nothing to do with this TV show at all. The reason why the remake exists at all is because of rights issues.
Hey,
God.
redneck.
Hey, redneck.
My
By
thing
the way,
is
I'm reading.
that.
Mm,
Go ahead.
By the way, I'm reading. I'm reading chapter 3 of Gigant, and let's just say Papinko Papico's boyfriend. Her
Papico.
boyfriend's an asshole. Papico, her boyfriend's an asshole.
We'll talk about that when we get there next Tuesday.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a if you want to sum up what Gigant is, it's another superhero work like Inuyashiki.
Hmm.
Yeah, essentially, it really is. It's almost a. Again, we'll get there and talk about that.
Mm.
Hold your horses about that,
Mm. Mm.
because I want to wait till we get to stream, and then we discuss our thoughts on it before we get into each individual chapter. Which again, you guys got another one where y'all had the amount of time to read the first 5 chapters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, I'm continuing on reading Inuyashiki after reading the first 5 chapters.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I'm just that's probably one of the only silver linings I can draw from this entertainment vandalism we got going on here. It's making me seek new alternatives.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this is how you find some quality entertainment. Like, for example, I finally sat down and read Claymore. I promised myself I was going to, but I never got around to it. And now, thanks to Wolf, I finally read the whole thing of Claymore.
Yeah.
There's something I can cross off my list right there.
Well, I mean, also like what Japan, like they love Western culture as much as we do over here in the West with their culture. The main difference is in Japan, nobody is obsessed with deconstruction as some of the modern creatives here over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. Did any of you guys watch the live action trailer of Cowboy Bebop?
Hell to the no.
No.
Oh, hell no.
I don't even care.
That noise.
I mean,
Yep,
I mean,
exactly. Thank you. It's like music to my ears. It's like, okay, look, if you want to watch it, you can go ahead and watch it. I won't judge you. But that opening theme song that they released, it looks like a fan video. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. The fan video at least had more heart and soul put into it.
I will say what sucks is John Cho. I can see him
John
as Spike
chose.
Spiegel. I'm just saying like as live action Spike, I can see him. Yet it's a shame that Netflix is bastardizing a beloved classic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Like I tell you, a lot of these guys are just out of ideas.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. It's creating
Nothing. It's not creating anything.
It's creating lazy storytellers.
Exactly.
He would not. I'm gonna lay it out right there, right now. He would not be my choice for Spike Spiegel at all.
Who would be your choice?
Rain.
Oh yeah.
Yep. From Ninja Assassin.
Oh, yeah, I can actually see him as.
He'll be a stiff ass
That's
Spike
interesting.
Spiegel because of his voice. By the way,
I
we'll
have
come back up.
returned.
Hey,
Thanks.
Lily.
I'm so upset with myself right now. I got the 2 easiest questions wrong. Like, oh my god.
Oh crap.
Like there was a question on I forgot what it was called. Like, but basically the answer was 2-factor authentication. That was the easiest shit. Like I use anybody that uses social media should know that answer, and I'm just like hitting myself. Like, damn.
Mm.
And then there was another one where it was like, it basically gave a scenario, like, this is like basically security stuff. and the answer was dumpster diving.
Nice.
But I thought it was espionage. Like I'm just like I don't know, because like my idea is like when I think of something for like responses and stuff like that, I don't think that it's the simplest answer. I always complicate.
Mhm.
Not
So
to.
you got to go with your gut, and don't ever second guess yourself, because when you start second guessing yourself, it starts leading to a whole domino effect.
At least
It's
some more
just like
mistakes. You know.
yeah,
So
it's not. It's
Rick,
because like sorry. It's just like my brain. I don't know. I have a cold and stuff like that. So like
well, girl, you better slow your brain down. You better take a break and drink some water or something.
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Like I'm just
Before I send name and feet to smack your ass.
Good Lord.
Yeah, you know how name and feet runs her shit, right?
I don't know who that is.
Nanny
Good.
McPhee. You don't know Nanny McPhee? It's like
Oh,
it's like,
her.
it was like decaf Mary Poppins.
Yeah, her. Sorry,
Okay,
it's just like
Redneck has a
I'm think.
question that I
Sorry,
have an
sorry.
answer to. Here's my answer to your question. Redneck made this question. He said, "I made that bit to be annoying, fell for an actual laughs, but I do seriously wonder what a woke Chucky entails." So I'll tell you this. So let's put it like this: all white people be stupid or bad or incompetent. Majority that will die will be white. The black character will be all about calling them out for their white privilege, while somebody's trying to protect them from Chucky, and they'll die. The only person living will probably be the mother, not the child, because abortion.
Mm-hmm.
The prominent bad guy will be the religious nut, trying to figure out Chucky, much the same as that one psychiatrist in the Halloween 2018 movie.
Mm-hmm.
2018, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 2018.
Okay, yeah, be much like that. He's trying to figure out how the power of voodoo will enhance his religious accreditation.
Right.
And Chucky will die in the most lame way, or at least or worse. He will not be the focal point of the story, which technically you don't necessarily need the slasher to be the focal point of the story.
Right.
If you want to tell a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's how woke Chucky would be. And let me introduce Unqualified to the panel. Hey, Unqualified.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man? Is this really your
Hello.
anniversary?
Yep.
Well,
1 year anniversary, my friend.
Well, we're not on the day of the anniversary, but we're celebrating early since I can't do weekends because I work.
I see. You're like the opposite of me. I do. This is like the first time I've had a weekday off.
Wait,
So,
Unqualified, is this your first time being here?
yeah, no, this is the first time I've ever been on your show.
Dude!
Welcome aboard, my friend.
Welcome! We got a guest.
Yeah, I stopped by a couple times just to chat and whatnot, but I've never been on it.
Right. Bro, not to sidetrack what we're talking about, but like last night over Ishii Street, you notice I was begging Ishii throughout that whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you're a good guest on his show. That's why I was like sometimes he likes to have me and Janelle on Mondays. But I always tend to say, hey, you know, you should rotate some more people in. Maybe not on Mondays, maybe other days and whatnot.
Right.
But
I was
it all
like,
kind of
bro,
depends, right?
When Janelle mentioned vampires, I was like, dude, sign me up. We can talk about vampires.
Oh yeah,
that movie rocked.
No, I think we should.
Aren't vampires your arch nemesis since you're a wolf or something?
Yes, but I'm talking about the movie Vampires from John Carpenter.
That's a different type of vampires.
Yeah, so like I would go on and on about how they essentially start the movie by freaking fishing the vampires out of hiding with a freaking harpoon.
Yep.
I was like, dude, these are freaking vampire fishermen.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the same Brian Gilmartin that used to have the Zero avatar?
That would be me, actually.
Holy shit, bro. Yeah.
He is
Good to
part of
talk
my
to you,
crew.
man. Yeah, I used to have really good comments on was it Professor Geek's channel all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's part of the UN Spacey Wolf Squadron, same as Eloise.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think of my new avatar, man? I actually drew it myself.
Oh, it's cool. Is that Copics?
No, it's actually Prismacolor color pencils.
Nice.
Oh, whoa, nice, dude. That's really good for color pencils.
Yeah, it's an original character I came up with.
Oh, cool. It's got a very
with a pole spear.
It's got a very what is it? Killer Instinct feel to it. Maybe
nice.
Yeah, you know, like that late 90s, early aughts fighting game kind of design.
It kind of it's kind of going for a nice little biker chick vibe for it, you know. What do you think? Like the wild ponytail and the red and the green, you know.
Dude, share your artwork on the MeWe group.
Yeah,
so that people can see.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like
are you on MeWe at all?
No, dude. There's so much shit going on.
I hear
for me. I can't keep up with all the technology, bro.
I gotta get acquainted with MeWe once a year tech upgrade.
Yeah.
No, it's congratulations on the anniversary, man.
Thank you. The ascension started when I got so fed up with the video game movie scene when Monster Hunter dropped that trailer and it's freaking soldiers fighting the monsters from Monster Hunter with freaking conventional weaponry. I was like, you know what?
But
I can't stay silent. Let me start.
You knew that was going to happen though, because Capcom.
I didn't watch the movie.
Dude, whenever Capcom sells their shit to the West, they just let them like whole hog rape whatever they gave.
Pretty
right?
much.
Yeah. So I mean, look at a great example is Resident Evil, right? The Resident Evil series of movies have literally nothing in common with the Resident Evil video games.
Well, like I said in the video game movie stream that I had done like 2 weeks ago, I was not really opposed to what Paul Anderson was doing with the first movie, which is he was going with an Alice in Wonderland theme to it. Now, again, I wish he was stuck to his guns about that. Now you can see it piece by piece. Who is who? You want me to break it down for you? Break it down to everybody in the panel?
Yeah. Go for it.
So obviously Alice is Alice from Alice in Wonderland. No bare bones about that. That's why she's called Alice. You want to know who Tweedledum was?
Who?
Michelle Rodriguez's character and JT, the guy called JT.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Those were Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh wow.
Kaplan, the guy who has the controls and codes for everything. Kaplan. He was the White Rabbit.
No kidding.
Yep, he was the White Rabbit. That's why he's keeping track of time. White Rabbit.
Yeah. I'm late.
Guess who Spence was? The James Purefoy's character.
Who's he?
He was Mad Hatter.
Oh, you're kidding. That's awesome.
You wanna know what makes him the Mad Hatter?
What? What's that?
Amnesia.
Oh, yeah.
Mind you, both him and Alice have amnesia, but there's a reason why him and Alice has a connection, because Alice and Mad Hatter has a connection too. Not to say that in the books they were very prominently together, but we all know that in the Tim Burton ones they were kind of connected, but like not that connected.
Right.
But Spence was Mad Hatter. I forgot who Cheshire was, or who was meant to be the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, because Red Queen was literal Red Queen.
Red Queen was a dead giveaway right there. The Red Queen was really a dead giveaway, especially before she made her appearance proper in that movie. Somebody lost her head.
Yeah. Yep.
Per her hand.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. You like lost me because all I remember Monster Hunter being was like a fun game where you go and you freaking kill big ass animals and skin.
Well, you're basically predator control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like the more I play World and they explain our place in that us the hunters our place in that world. So basically what we are it's essentially predator control.
Yeah.
That's what we are. Okay. And we get the benefits for it too.
Well, it was basically Capcom's, recreating Phantasy Star Online, with monsters. That's what Monster Hunter was. and it was excellent. You know, it was basically arguably better than Phantasy Star Online.
I'm just explaining the intricacies of how Anderson had a good story within the Resident Evil franchise, but he went all in with the slocky action movie vibe later on.
Because he wants to rip off the Matrix and makes his wife look good.
Yeah, no. It's like the drop off from Resident Evil 4 to 5 and 6, right?
Yeah. And again, he could do that, make a good story. I don't care if you love your wife that much. Good. You're married to her. Good. Show everybody that you love your wife, but make a good story while you're doing it. That's all I'm saying. Like, stick with the Alice in Wonderland motif. I was digging that shit because Alice in Wonderland was my shit. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that vibe. Yeah. And of course, we could say that Wesker was the Jabberwock. He would have been, but again, the theme was long abandoned for the sake of either trying to emulate the games or try to go in a different direction, like 3 did. The Extinction.
Yeah, with the I always maintain that the liquor was the Jabberwock in the first film.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what's his fetish for those things are, because man, does he use them a lot in this franchise.
Maybe it's how he handles his wife. Constant tension. I couldn't resist that one, you know.
Being low hanging fruit.
Oh yeah.
You want to know what your reward is, Brian?
What's that?
Give me a sec. Here you go.
Boy, if you can't even pull a protractor out of your wiener slot and turn, then you shouldn't even bother trying to be with the king.
Nice.
I walked right into that one.
Mm-hmm. There's your reward there. Good talk. I'm just saying, like another thing that was really loving that Anderson incorporated in the movies was camera angles. Mm-hmm. He made it clear that when he chose camera angles, you know, there were moments where when they took a step and you're in a different camera angle, it was just like the game, the original games, mind you. Mm-hmm. And I wish he was, again, stuck with that with the later films when he was featured on, because obviously 3, he didn't direct that one. That was the only one he didn't direct. Right. Everything else he did, and I was like, damn it, I wish he would stick to the camera angles. Right. But he went for close-up shots and shaky cam.
Yeah. The Jason Bourne method. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because again, you can go back to that first movie. There was something there. Regardless of whether you like that movie or not, there was something there. Everything else was just nothing. Nada. We lost the Bear in the North. Should be back.
That sucks.
He'll be back.
I guess. Hey, Wolf, let me pull this out of my pocket real quick.
I'm actually curious. Have you ever read Black Sad?
I want to.
Oh,
I've been wanting to acquire
that, dude!
I had a chance to acquire that, but I didn't have the money at the time.
I once read a comic by the same creator, by the same person. I never read Black Sad though. But yeah,
there's a game for it too now.
Yeah, there is a game, but dude, the original comic, the bande dessinée, the French comic, bro, that comic literally has your name pasted all over it. When I was reading it, I was like, dude, like this is really good, but it's not really my aesthetic. But I kept reading it because it was really, really good. And I was like, shit, man,
now you know,
I would love this shit.
Well, now you know that you know the main inspiration for Bouncers then.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I read a comic by the same creator, but I never read Black Sad. I have read another comic by the same creator about the Cowboy days. I wish they had.
Dude, like I don't, you know, I'm not like other people. I don't really hate on people for using, Luffy methods to get your comics. But for the love of God, read it. It's really great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I plan to, but I plan to own it physically though, because I like.
You can go to Barnes and Noble and they all have it. So if you want it, and that's the first 3 Baydays in one book.
Oh, nice.
I think I forget how much it was on sale, and I saw it for $14.99, which is not too bad for a hardcover.
Right.
Brendan says, always thought the liquors were a replacement for the hunters. Narratively, they work, but a skelly monster is more unforgettable than an exposed brain in a universe full of exposed organs.
Yeah.
I can see that, where that argument comes from, definitely.
Nah, his fetish for those liquors was in full force in Retribution because that super liquor, really.
Right.
And he had to rip off the third act of Aliens with Ripley finding Newt for a brief moment.
Holy crap!
Freaking killed Michelle Rodriguez clone, takes the deaf girl by the way, and cocoons her like everybody else. Like what?
Yeah,
liquors are not known to do that.
Mm.
By the way, I could have sworn that in movie universe, once a liquor samples your DNA, it grows into a more powerful, faster predator.
Well, I always thought that was the thing too. I mean, didn't they do that in the first movie? Because every time it killed and sampled DNA, it got more and more powerful.
And more aggressive.
To the point where conventional weapons couldn't even stop it. I mean, what did Alice shoot it like 6 times before?
In the head.
In the head before destroying it with the train.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paul, you think so small, man. What about the what's that thing called? The Drain Damos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about the Eliminators?
Yeah.
You know, those monkeys. You think too small, man. I'm pretty sure it was well within the budget. Considering that you made CGI monkeys. Wait.
That was another thing too. The fact that it was being released every single year, he pretty much could throw whatever he wanted in there because they kept making money.
Funny enough, I miss the times where him and Lynn were always competing with their wives.
Mm-hmm.
Those were fun times.
Yeah.
For every Resident Evil movie, there was an Underworld movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think it was a rivalry, but I think it was a friendly gentleman competition.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
It's a shame that Lynn and Kay are now separated. Guess who won that match?
Yeah.
Well, here's hoping that they can work things out.
No, there's not. She remarried.
Okay, well then never mind.
Game over, brah.
I know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like look who won that. Look who won that match.
Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over. Game over.
I used to sing my praises of Lynn, but like now I got my main respect on Paul. Like damn, you stuck with that one for that long.
Yeah.
And you're still making moves with that bitch.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like you still making moves with that bitch. Damn. Nice. Happy wife, happy life, I guess.
Something like it.
Instead of happy wife, happy life, how about happy spouse, happy house?
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
It does. Well,
I don't know if happy wife, happy life makes a lot of sense. If you're a cuck and your wife is happy, that doesn't mean you're happy.
Well, we all know the answer to. Yeah. We all know the situation of that relationship.
True.
Yeah.
Every time I see him in interviews, it looks like he's sweating all the damn time.
That's why I always say happy spouse, happy house.
Plus, it depends. It depends on the woman you married, and if she'll be by your side.
Right.
Hey, so Wolf, since this is the anniversary, what's the plan for, I guess, the next year of content here?
Well, some future manga studies.
Which manga?
So for right now, next Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Gigant or Gigant. Take your pick. I prefer Gigant because it sounds fancy.
I call it Gigant.
Yeah.
Either way, we're doing a little bit of exploring of Oku's works.
Yeah.
Oku.
Yeah, we've already done Doro Hidoro and was Inuyashiki, and I think we also did Claymore.
Yep.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Claymore being the highest viewed.
Mm.
Yeah, Claymore is really underrated. That's a good one. That and Vinland Saga.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I don't like Claymore, so that doesn't matter. So that's right. Maybe I went out on this.
It's cool.
Absolutely.
Each their own.
Dr. Wolf, I'm curious if you
Go ahead, Dominic.
well, actually, pause for a bit because I thought Schooner was going to say something.
No. Go ahead, Dominic.
Sound like he's chopping something.
Yep. I'm just chopping up beef.
Go ahead, Dominic.
Oh, all right. Well, what I'm saying is, have you ever considered covering any magical girl works for manga studies?
Repeat that.
Have you ever considered like adding magical girls into the equation of manga
It is
studies?
called manga study. So any requests, I would definitely if you request
I'm
anything.
still can somebody find a magic girl manga that's actually interesting? Like it's not just boring too.
Well,
Oh,
Fizz is the party pooper of the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. Come on. It's like there are good like magical girl works out there.
Yeah, because
You're
yeah,
talking to the guy who doesn't even like Malika.
exactly. It was boring. It was boring as hell.
Stay away from any Butcher Geen stories then.
I mean, if you're going to study that particular subset of manga, you might as well go back to the original and just go through the original Sailor Moon. You know, the
Sailor
Senshi,
Moon's
right?
not the original. Sailor Moon's not the original Magic Girl.
Really now?
So.
Well, it's probably the most popular.
Before her, if I
It's the most popular, but it's not the original. The original started back in the 70s, I think. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like you want to go for the most popular because to see why it's the most popular, right?
Mm-hmm. Sailor Moon never interested me. Then again, the second most popular is Boring Kill, Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah, no, I mean, even if it doesn't interest you, right? The whole point is it's a study, right?
Exactly.
It's like
okay. But I want I want a magic story that me personally will actually like as a story and not just bore me.
Okay, I mean that's fair, you know.
Mind you,
it's not my job to satisfy. Okay, well,
that's an inside joke that Brian Gilmartin and Schooner knows all too well.
Oh yeah,
very much so. Yes.
By the way, unqualified. Were you there for the Boondocks talk?
Oh, did you cover Boondocks? The animation, right?
Yeah,
the cartoon.
Boondocks always cartoon from Earth Thousands. I remember that show.
Yeah.
What I'm saying was that was like if you wanted to know the inside joke on that one, that's why I explained it.
Okay. No, well, I remember the Boondocks episode where he's like explaining the N-word.
Oh man!
You know what? This is the anniversary of the channel.
Each other and fight each other.
The nigga moment.
Yeah. Since this is the anniversary of I might as well explain why that's there.
Yeah.
Episode's
and I'm mad. I'm mad that I lost a stream where I said that because I would have clipped at that and used that as a epic rant video too.
Mm-hmm.
But and again, I'm mad that it's missing because that was a time when Leia actually explained a passion of hers, and I like for people to voice their passions on this show. And that was one good way of how she expressed her passion, especially when the woke was hidden her passion, which is Barbie dolls.
Oh yeah.
And like,
are Barbie dolls even still allowed anymore? I think aren't you supposed to have transgendered Barbie dolls now?
Oh, we were talking about that.
Do we have fat Barbie dolls yet? Do we have fat Barbies yet?
Yeah, you need to have a fat Barbie doll. It's got
they do have thick Barbie dolls.
Thick Barbie dolls. I mean, that's not like fat. I mean, thick is like thick is like a preference, right? I'm talking about like,
but now we have land whales.
Yeah, land whales, right? When it's like it's not fat, it's actually a manatee.
She shared some of their woke additions, and I was very disgusted. Trooper included, he was very disgusted. Everybody, basically everybody was disgusted, but still, like, I was making this tirade, and I was speaking in the I was speaking as I was a business owner in a business meeting, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling my perspective of how things were back in the '90s when we played with toys, basically action figures and dolls. And I said, you know something, in my day, you would have a Barbie doll with a boy, but the boy would have an action figure. The reason why you would have a Barbie doll in the collection of the boys' toy collection, right, is to give that GI Joe a girlfriend because at some point when we hit puberty, or at least when we're getting on the closeness of puberty, our boy toys were like girl toys to have girlfriends. Same thing
Right.
with the girl with her Barbie dolls. Now you have a whole fucking case full of bitches in her fucking her toy box. You're gonna need some dudes in that girls club. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
like, how are you gonna play the scenario where your GI Joe figures have to rescue somebody from freaking was it Cobra or
Exactly.
whatever, right?
Exactly.
Not only that, it also shows boys and girls working together to fight bad guys. For
That too.
example,
Yep.
I mean GI Joe, we got Scarlet and we got Baroness. We got the bad girl.
Can I
And then
continue the damn story?
yeah. Go ahead.
But yeah, I was saying that I was saying like the boy would want a girlfriend for his GI Joe via the Barbie or a girl action figure, but usually it's the Barbie that's usually the selected choice for the girlfriend of the action figure. Same thing with the GI Joe with the girl when they have the boy toy with their girl toy. You'll want that to happen because at some point again they reach maturity, and then Trooper comes in. He's like, "Now, Wolf," and I'm like, "It is not my job to satisfy.
I
My
love that.
job is to sell. You buy your child the toy if they want the toy, or if you think you want the child toy. It is not my job to alter my toys for your convenience."
Whoa.
Now, the only time I will answer a problem to my toys is if they physically hurt the child in some way, as in they cut them, they gave them a hives or a rash because of allergic reaction to the material that we're using to make the toys. Then we will recall the toys. Until then, I'm not satisfying your bullshit. You are the ant compared to the other people who like my shit. You don't want my shit? Don't buy it. You're fine. You're fine to not buy it. But it's not my job to satisfy. And boy, oh boy, I went on that long tirade. I went on that long rant and that long spiel. And I think that was like the best show I had at that time. And again, the only good memory I had was the fact that I made Trooper laugh the longest that time.
Yeah.
Wait, did you work
It's
for
like
like
every time.
Mattel or something? What the hell?
No, this is me.
That's what. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This is me speaking on the imaginative angle of had I been a business owner, right, or at least a CEO of something. I was coming to mind of me being a CEO in a meeting. Like think about it like this: if Trooper came at me like that, that's how I would have responded.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I responded. It's like, dude, I ain't got time to be trying to make our toys look a certain way for you guys to bite off the shelves, which I doubt you're gonna do.
Right.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a toy line that we're gonna alter completely to ship it out to be on shelves. I want people to buy my shit. I'm not recalling my toys to make them look like boys or androgynous figures. If I want an androgynous figure, I'll make one. But until then, I'm not gonna make it at the demand of somebody else who thinks that just because there's a girl and a boy version, but no in-between version existing, is hurting their child. Their child can. Here's another thing. Hang on, Dominic. Here's another thing. I would if I had to make my choice where you could take the damn clothes off. The boys and girls can take the clothes off and mismatch the toys' clothes if they want to. Nothing's stopping them from doing that.
Can I just say this though? On all the toys that actually, the boy toys and the girl toys that actually do have removable clothing, let's just put the plastic underwear and bras on.
Right.
Let's keep those on there just in case. And in fact, we can say, and this was just for all of you parents, we put the little word "nice try" on the side, on the brand name of the bras and the undies.
Dude, I'm waiting for the removable freaking junk, right? So
Right.
you can make your Barbie transgendered and like.
I'm just saying, like that was my famous rant. I wish that the stream survived, so I could freaking cut that and put that as an epic rant. Like I can't. Me telling you guys now is no better than how I did that day.
I hear.
Like every time I tell that story again, it is not better than how I did that time. Cause man, I was like Trooper triggered me. Let's just say that he triggered me when like I wasn't. And there's another thing, I wasn't directing it at Trooper either. It's like bro, I was like my brain just went to imagination land at that moment. It's like I was already in my headspace when he said that. So it's like you were getting CEO Wolf.
Yeah, the wolf came out to play, baby.
I was like, when he said that, I was heated. I was like I'm not supposed to be recalling my shit to make them look a certain way because somebody feels a certain way about their child. You let your child figure that out themselves. Either you take them to seek some therapy. You don't need no damn toy to make them feel better. That's what I'm saying. Like you. I even made a crack at dude. There's a reason why you had the boy side of the aisle and the girl side of the aisle. Your child have problem looking through that aisle. You help them through that. Not my job to do that for you with my toys. That's why I like for context sake. When every time I throw this up, it's not especially when Victoria came at me like isn't the customer always right? Not all the time. Not all the time. If we co-sign to that, we cease to lose our identity as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Like, look, the customer is only right if there's something wrong with the product that's hurting the consumer physically. Because that is a stain on our marketability. If there's something wrong with our product, we have to recall it.
Yep.
To figure out what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
You'll hear no complaints.
Just like just like with creators, be it and art or writing. Writing is not our job to satisfy everybody because you can't please everybody.
Right. It's not our job to satisfy their political sensibilities either.
That's gonna be everybody's national anthem.
Exactly.
If I say that, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in a school classroom will shout that line. It is not my job to satisfy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like let's say you're creating like a group of characters that come from different cultural backgrounds. Right. Nobody is against like taking into account like the cultural differences. Versus your focus is on the characters and the characters that you're developing, and you're following the rules of whatever culture they were from, while still making an engaging story with them. Their cultural background does not make up their identity. It's their character and actions that establishes who they are.
And here's another thing too, is that I understand that these toys are meant to be, these are from a certain era, okay? But the minute you start catering to these vocal minorities, the vocal minority out there, you then kill their incentive to want to, quote, improve. They don't want to improve. They just want everybody to tell them that what they are is okay. Nothing. They have to change nothing about themselves.
Exactly. They're looking for validation rather than inspiration.
Not to mention like it stifles creativity, and we've been experiencing the consequences of that for a good long while, and this raises concerns.
Yeah, and this is important for anybody who's listening in the backwatch. We're not against diversity. We are not against adding more female characters, but you don't destroy established franchises to do it. I mean, look at what we got now. We got Star Wars. They're destroying Luke Skywalker. They've destroyed James Bond. Granted, Terminator was already in the gutter beforehand, but that didn't do it any favors.
Also like seeing Marvel and DC destroying themselves, and these are two publishers that everyone has grew up with for years, and with the crop of current writers and artists that we've been getting, it shows they either they're not prepared in their craft, also, or the other, they don't really care. They don't have that love and passion for the comic book medium as others do. They just see it as a stopgap for other opportunities.
Well, and that's another thing too, is that they're not creating. Look, you don't change the character with the times. The characters are made as a reaction to the times. Okay, right. And you gotta know that these characters, their old moral convictions can still hold up even in a modern world. I mean, Captain America still holds up. Even Iron Man's character, because he's Captain America holds up because he's the aspirational hero, and he's basically believing in the good of everybody. The more characters the more characters you're free to play around with them are like your Iron Mans and your Batmans. You can have them be in these very morally questionable positions and even question themselves, but you don't just change their convictions to reflect what's going on right now.
Exactly.
For they just make a new character.
Similar to. It's actually
By the way,
similar to like one of the tips like Stan Lee gives to people when it comes to storytelling.
Yeah,
they're not going to make a new character because whatever new character they come up with is going to be owned by some corporation.
Exactly.
So they're going to keep using the same characters they have, because the only time they're going to make a new character is if they owned it themselves. That's why you see a lot of comic pros moving over to different platforms.
Yeah. And by the way, when they they don't really make new characters even when they own it. They don't still don't make new characters. They just they just kind of recycle.
They make tokenized versions of existing characters. You know, like
even when the creator owns it, they'll make the creator own work. They still do that.
Here's another thing. When they do create new characters, the problem with the new characters too is that they're not their mouthpieces. Like that's
exactly
that's the problem with them. Period. Is that they continue to keep making mouthpieces. They make mouthpieces of existing characters, and they make mouthpieces of new and original characters.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't get out of their own headspace. In fact, we've been saying this, and we need to say this more and more again. They don't need to be in these type of businesses or these type of venues. They should not even be here in the first place if that's all they're going to do is spout their bullshit. They need to be on a soapbox somewhere.
They're not artists, they're advocates.
Yeah, slacktivists.
Because characters like they're their own people and are as real as you and me. They have their own beliefs, but yet I think that they don't forget the objective reality that they live in just as much as like we don't forget the objective reality.
They use history as convenience. I was saying they use history as convenience too. They've always been like this. Look at this time.
Well, and that's another problem too, is that they're using these modern day. They're using these modern day politics to basically redefine and rewrite history, and that's very bad because they say they want to. Okay, they say we want to. When the BBC announces we want to do a whole new series of fairy tales with more diversity in them. Traditionally speaking,
so we're going to talk about Nazi the spider, right?
Nope. Nope. Why not? Exactly. You're not gonna use mythology and folk tales from those minority cultures. They're gonna repurpose the European ones with black people thrown in them.
Yep. But this would be like some alt writer trying to add some like white people to say like Dynasty Warriors or something. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the problem too. To suddenly say to fit the modern politics, you're rewriting history and also denying you're also denying it at the same time. You're denying and rewriting. That's really what you're doing.
Because and those two things go hand in hand.
A Nazi denier.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're going to do. They're writing and denying it too. And they say, well,
Baba Yaga denier.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is to change it that way would be to what was the word I was looking for? To change it that way would also show that you have no understanding of history, and if you forget your history, you will repeat it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, gentlemen. I almost don't really care about what they're doing with those characters, even the ones I love, obviously, like say the X-Men.
Yeah.
I'd rather kind of talk about since this is an anniversary stream. And again, if I'm stepping out of my place, you can tell me, Wolf, you can tell me to fuck off. But I'd rather talk about what you guys are planning for the next year or so.
Okay.
So, yeah, Wolf, I'd see all of the art that you put up on Minds. Thank you for it, by the way. Even though it's not my aesthetic, I still appreciate the work that you put into it.
I know my profession is not for everybody.
Yeah, no. Look, here's the deal, dude. It's like, I get it. People like that stuff. It's not for me, but,
I know that.
It still takes work and it still takes skill. So
yeah,
no matter what.
Give me your thoughts on it anyway, since you bring it up.
You know what, dude? I kind of want to see what your sequential storytelling is like. To be honest, I want to see a page of comic book. Oh my
goodness, man! I'm working up to that actually. Now that you bring it up,
I know what you're saying because it's different when you're drawing like illustrations and then when you actually get to putting panels together and you got to put words on there.
So I was working on a sort of pseudo short comic for a little bit of a kind of summer art.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a remake to an already sequential kind of illustrative work that I did last year. Thank you. So if you notice, it was the one where Sybil is swimming in the ocean and her top comes off.
Oh,
that was going to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was going to be a remake to the Oops series. As that's the title of it, really. But I would call it something else. It started with the first drawing where she's technically not by herself, but she's like fixing her hair as she's out as she surfaces above the ocean, and Cade the beagle is holding her top. But the reason why I'm revisiting that is because I wanted to add a bit of context to that.
So, dude, you know what I think you should do? You should just do an 8-page short story, like an anthology short.
Playing that, I've been playing that for since last year now, and I haven't acted upon it. I need to though.
So 8 pages it's still a lot of work, obviously, but it's way more manageable than 24 or 48, obviously.
I'll be adding that to my Patreon if I get around to doing that, because I do have a Patreon and subscribe to our specific. But I've already have one patron for my Patreon, so
yeah, you should just pencil it and then just write in whatever words you want, like dialogue, whatever, right? And then from there, just get the feedback from people, and then just revise it, and then when you get it to the right point, then ink it and Copic it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Let me show you, if you will.
Oh, here we go. Pictures! Yay!
There we go. Oh, he's gonna show us some art. Let's go see some art.
Do it.
What's the furry terminology? What is it? YIF or something?
That's for when you want to watch furries fuck.
I don't know, dude.
That's why you
Every
need to.
time I try to understand that subculture, I like get like further
Dude, I did a
down the
stream about that
hole.
shit. To some degree, I might do a third one.
Yeah, I'm
just
okay.
To go over the I'm just saying if you're curious, whenever I do the third one, I'll go over the terms that I've come to learn.
I think I've your art and Black Sad is I think as far as I want to delve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people like just if you guys want to see at least like safer work, somewhat.
You know what? I ran into the subculture early because ever since I was a little kid, I was a Sonic the Hedgehog fan.
Yeah.
And if you're a Sonic fan, you run into that subculture way earlier than other people.
That's not furry.
Sonic is more of a funny animal. So yeah, so that's why I remember like asking you like what constitutes as furry, because like not every work of fiction that has like anthropomorphic animal characters.
Mind you, treat what I'm saying as furry. I would say this: treat my version as my own religion, or at least my own philosophy.
Right.
If it's existing within its own world where they eat, sleep, and fuck, that is furry. Or at least if it's in the same degree of where they kind of do things that are human based, that's furry to some degree. If it's just animals that are just like Zootopia almost counts, almost. But like when it comes to like Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, and all that stuff, they don't count. Fritz is furry, definitely furry.
I mean,
but Fritz
Black
is more
probably is if you ever read it.
Black. I think in the stream I did mention that Black Sad is one. Elephant Man comes close. Yeah, Elephant Man. There's a series called Elephant Man that comes
actually,
close.
I never read Beastars. Is that furry?
I'm still debating on that one.
Okay.
Then again,
is it good, by the way? I've been like thinking
really
of reading.
Good. It's
okay,
really
all right.
good.
I'll check it out.
Actually, you know what? I'll concede. It is furry. It is furry.
I don't know. With Beastars, like they're acting more on their like their animal instincts and character.
I watched a couple episodes of Beastars. I didn't like it.
I don't see it as furry.
Right. It's not for everybody.
I watched a couple episodes of Beastars. I didn't like it.
I will say this though. Beastars kind of borders on xenofiction though.
Yeah.
Because xenofiction is like it's animals that have their own culture, language, and religions.
You know what, dude? When I'm like going through like your art, I realize something that you should probably, and again, you could tell me to fuck off if I'm talking too much. I'm also drinking right now, but you should probably practice smaller panels.
Do not be ashamed that you are drinking. It makes us more honest, and we love honesty here.
Well, also, honestly, have you been outside lately? The world is fucked.
It is.
I'm under drinking age. Besides, I won't really ever drink alcohol anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but no, seriously, Wolf. Like, if you can practice smaller panels, because I noticed like all your illustrations are the same per like proportion size. You know what I mean? And that's cool, but those are like equivalent to like a splash panel or a splash page. And the problem with it when you go to sequential art is you have to make small panels. And they're important too, because a lot of times it's good to like quickly show what the background is in a small panel if you were having like a splash panel where you're really close in to a character, right? You know what I mean?
The thing is, what I'm doing with the paneling. Actually, you know what? I did not share. I just realized I did not share this on my DeviantArt. Let me go to my Twitter, because I did share it on Twitter.
Can we get
only reason why I didn't share it on my DeviantArt because I want to share it in full color.
Oh, is this sequential art? Cool.
Yeah, it's. I'm going to scroll all the way down. Shit. I did
all the way
I've been
down, Wolf.
very active.
All the way down.
down.
Dude, we've never been on an Ishii stream together. I just realized this.
I think we did, dude.
No, we've never been on an Ishii stream together.
We haven't?
Normally I get paired with Janelle, which is fun because we talk about like X-Men and New Mutants, which I love.
Saying,
right?
I could have sworn I was there with you and Janelle and Fiona.
No, I don't think I ever. I could be plastered, so maybe I'm wrong. You know, I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, you could. I'm just saying, like, dude, I could have sworn I was with you with Janelle and for a brief moment with Fiona. Trust me.
I can't remember it. God damn it. Sorry, man.
I think it was either it could not have been the Boondocks because that was just me and Janelle.
Okay.
It was
one. Go ahead and find that art. But hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your own character art. Are you working on something?
That's just something I was doing as a hobby, but I did have some ideas. So you're seeing it now, huh?
Yeah. No, I just I remember you commenting. You had pretty good comments on Professor Geek and Ishii.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've been on Ishii, but I've been on Professor Geek. You know?
Yeah. No, I know you comment and are usually in the chat in his streams a lot.
Yeah. So what do you think of my two character ideas there?
I didn't see the second one. I've only seen this one.
Yeah,
and I just remember you having the Zero avatar forever.
Yeah. I use it for when I'm just chatting, but this one is my one for what do you call it? Just like when I'm live.
Ah, I see. I gotcha.
I was hoping I had like some.
So what you gonna say, Fizz?
About unqualified. You heard what I'm working on, right? All right, probably.
I think you were making a comic with like I don't know if it was a clown hero or a clown villain.
It's a clown.
Yeah, it looked like straight up Hunter x Hunter Hisoka.
I watch Hunter x Hunter. I watch Hunter x Hunter, so I don't know the reference.
Happy coincidence.
Okay. Wait, you never watched Hunter x Hunter?
No.
No. It's on my list.
By the way, he gonna change his face paint in the second issue.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah. Also get a logo on chest. So
put it this way: start explaining the story of Goofanoid to unqualified.
It's about a teenager named Hernando Main whose mother is killed by a mysterious organization, resulting in him becoming some kind of clown vigilante.
Oh, so does he like snap? He's basically like an anti-hero or anti-hero.
He doesn't kill anybody, so it's very strange. He doesn't kill anybody.
Think of vanilla version of the Creeper.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's more Daredevil than Punisher.
Exactly, and he uses prank gadgets.
Oh, prank
so
gadgets.
We got a whole bunch.
So he's like Joker if Joker was an anti-hero.
Yeah, that just sounds a little.
No, the prank gadgets he used more like the prankster. You know that old Superman villain?
Yeah. I remember the prankster.
Yeah.
Lots of crazy pranks. Oh my god, the prankster. They gotta bring him back.
Yeah, they don't reuse him.
Cracker Jack.
Yeah. That's the main highlight of this comic is slapstick fight scenes. That's what I'm trying to pull off with this comic series.
Yeah, that's pretty challenging, man. You got to have really good art.
Which he's already commissioned somebody to do the art for already. He's on the rise. The thing the most challenging thing is selling somebody that premise. A lot of people have by his admission, people have told him that that's not a good idea. That clowns are specifically scary, which no, they're not. Not all the time. Well, you're taking away from
made to be scared of them because of stuff like Stephen King's It and of course the Joker.
I know, especially movies like all those 80s works of fiction like It, that novel It, and also all the evil clown movies and the 80s. Yeah, all that late 70s because the John Wayne Gacy murders had happened. So, but because of that, a bunch of writers got inspired to make a bunch of horror stories about clowns in the late 70s throughout the entirety of the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not to mention, don't forget Kefka from Final Fantasy VI as well.
Oh yeah. See, Brian,
Yeah,
dude, he's a video game nerd like me. There we go.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's so fuck. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, but that's the thing. Because I was never scared of clowns. Like, what's scary about clowns? Clowns silly. It's like what?
Yeah.
Because you can't have a clown as a villain as just as much you can have anything as a villain. You can have an ice cream man as a villain, and yeah, yes, that's overdone trope too. I mean, just read. Did you ever have
Spawn.
a read Ice Cream Man? I don't. I mean, you have ever read Ice Cream Man?
I don't believe I have.
No, I don't even know what that is. Is that a comic?
Yes, it's still going. It's been going since 2018.
Is that web published? What is it? I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not web comics. It's physical comic book series.
Oh.
It's about extra dimensional demon that a reality warper came to our world and is now an ice cream man. And goes around uses his powers to do horrific stuff to people. And it's a horror anthology, kind of sort of anthology, not really. And there's actually a good version of the Ice Cream Man called the Cowboy. Got the same powers.
I see. Well, what's the goal of this clown hero that you're trying to make?
The goal of this clown hero, I actually started making this a comic series. This is issue 1 I'm funding, but the goal of
go ahead.
The goal of this. We're talking about financial goal or the story.
No, what is this? What drives him? Like, why does he want to be a hero and be a clown?
Basically, there's too much terror in the city. I mean, there's a terrorist attack mentioned on the news in the first issue, and basically, in order to fight terror, he has to use humiliate it essentially.
He wants to humiliate the bad guys, so that's why he goes as a clown.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
I
like
think you
that.
should probably. I mean, again, this is me. I'm drinking, but you should probably expand that even further. Like, what are the good aspects of clowns, right? Theoretically, they're supposed to be. They're at kids' parties, making kids feel, have fun, laugh, etc. It's all about a good time. It's all about happiness to a degree, right? So then that theme should go throughout that with this clown hero, that it's more than just making fun of the villains. It's also reassuring to those that he's helping that, hey, everything's going to be good and we're going to be having good times and laughs before you know it, right?
It's kind of hard to do that. I mean, everybody in the comic hate clowns too, so it's not like just like
yeah. So here's an example, right? Like, I hate to bring up Hunter x Hunter because fucking I have a love-hate relationship with that fucking manga, but the character Hisoka is introduced as a villain, right? But later in the series, he actually becomes an ally, which is a common manga trope, right?
I know.
And in a way, it's about the actions that define him, right?
Right.
So in that sense, it's just the actions and then them changing the tone and even the dialogue to a degree such that you actually believe them becoming an ally in that instance, right? So here's an instance where you can actually play off of it, where everyone kind of gets freaked out, where your hero's a clown, right? Because, hey, Joker's a clown, a bunch of other characters are clowns. Clowns are fucking terrifying, right? And that character can just play off of that and be like, no, I'm here to help you guys. And yeah, I got face paint on and I'm dancing around.
That's in the second issue. We said that that's in the second issue, actually. But I'm currently rewriting the second issue. Yeah, but here's strange thing though. As you get thought of a plot line in it later down the road with this organization called the Clown Busters.
The Clown Busters, I like it.
Basically, when enough people in the city start liking Goofanoid, then there's a bunch of imitators. So then there's an organization called the Clown Busters come in, and we got to murder these people because they're clowns. The clowns are bad.
Or you could have him have basically, if you want to, because again, a lot of heroes get defined also by their villains, right? You can have him fight an evil clown, which is more generic to what people think clowns are, right?
Here's the thing. Most of Goofanoid's Rose Gallery is horror themed, specifically. So he's, for example, his arch nemesis is based specifically off Frankenfran. I just changed the name.
Oh, okay.
And so imagine like a mad scientist zombie girl, and she makes these horrific monsters that terrorize the city.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and that's not bad, but I'm saying, like, the whole point is you're fighting against a preconceived conception that clowns are fucking terrifying and evil, right?
Right.
So why not instead present the concept that, hey, there's good clowns and there's bad clowns, and this character here is actually a good clown. Here's a bad clown, and he's actually fighting against that prejudice, right?
I'll try that. I'm trying to get something in my head, but
yeah.
Again,
I'm drinking, so take whatever.
Remember,
Fizz,
as I've told many people who came to me with ideas and how to write stories and stuff like that, I always share this with them, especially Owen Lister specifically. Dude, your story, you write it. Now if anything, if somebody is giving you some options there, take those into consideration too, or you can work those in, little by little, like in this, like when we talk about the surface level, which is clowns be evil, clowns not be funny, clowns be dangerous, right? You can hear people talking about this, like make him a legend in a way.
He has already got that plan in. He's he comes like a legend.
Now, here's where I throw in my 2 cents on how I would have worked it, and this is just me. If I was working on Goofanoid, I will make the motivation of somebody's attacking near where he's working at, which is he's entertaining the children, and one of the children get hurt, and that's what motivates him to fight crime, which is he wants to see children happy, or he wants to make the city a safe place for children to go and play.
Yeah, you can do it.
But here's the thing: to work in your misconception with the clowns thing, right? They point their guns at him. Oh, it's because I'm a clown, huh?
Yeah.
No, the point here is that you have an interesting situation where you have natural conflict, right? All you need for a story is conflict and characters. So if you have a good character and you have a good conflict, you got a story right there. Literally writes itself.
Fizz, you're doing your best, and just here's one thing I want you to focus on. Not just the Indiegogo campaign. Just focus on the writing. That's all you need to do. Make sure your script is continue to be tight. Okay. I know you're doing your work. You're doing your diligence. Okay. I'm just reminding you. Focus on writing. That's it. As far as like your Indiegogo campaign, I'm gonna continue to try to share it as much as I can to keep people interest and keep their attention as much as I can. Even then, I'll probably throw in my money into it too. Anybody else willing to do that too here or anywhere else? Whoever's listening, I'll share it in the description once we're done, or any other thing that post. I'll share it in the description to see if anybody's interested. I'll do my best to back you as much as I can, dude. Because the mandate and usually the mission of WCR is be the alternative to whatever it is that.
Exactly what you said, and I love that message. Be the hope, be the change, be the alternative. People cry out for, hey, we want traditional storytelling. We will be that.
Yep, be the change you want to be. You want to see.
Now, not
Wait, dude. Wolf, I'm sorry. Also, I'm drinking a lot. Do you have plans of making like a furry Robotech? I'm sorry, dude. I have to ask.
Actually, you know what? Before I even tell you about the because I shared the first two panels, or at least the first 3 pages of that little summer story I want to tell, the little summer short story which is in the private chat. If you want to check it out, Unqualified, it's in the private chat. That's for everybody else, by the way.
Yes.
But you know what? Since we're on Wolf Commander Rambles, I might as well share a story about my namesake, and why is it Robotech themed? So I don't know if you guys know, but Robotech actually had a video game.
Yep.
For the PS2.
No, I didn't know that.
Really?
And for the GameCube. And I mentioned this in Ishii's stream when I first was a first guest speaker. But I'll say it here for the anniversary sake for those who are not in the know why I call myself Wolf 10 Media.
Right.
And why is my stuff Robotech themed? Because that game, Robotech Battlecry for the PS2 and the GameCube, was where my namesake came from.
Nice.
And when I was playing that, you're playing an original character in that story, called Jack. His call sign is Wolftan.
Oh, very cool.
So like every
I remember this now. It's coming back to me.
So yeah, Robotech Battlecry is where I got my namesake. Wolftan. Media is basically my college idea of trying to make it big in the movie industry, or maybe make short videos, or whatever it is to my namesake. I want to make it, be it flash animation or animation period, or even short videos. If I had a camcorder, of course, which I was basically a slacker with ambition. But yeah, so the
ambitious slacker. There's a new story right there. The ambitious slacker.
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that for a book. I'll use that.
Wait, dude. So it says WCR. You always say Eastern Standard Time. Does that mean you're in the East Coast?
Yeah, California.
Yeah, that would be West Coast. I'm East Coast.
Well, fuck off then.
No, dude, it's okay. It's okay. I'm in Pacific Time Zone too.
Eastern Time's for those who are on the East Coast. Okay, that's for y'all. I know where I start at, motherfuckers.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
no.
This is for the bit, because majority of my audience is from the East Coast.
Yeah,
don't lie.
It's ESPN syndrome, dude. You gotta bow down to everybody on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. Majority of my audience is from the East Coast and overseas. No, but anyways, so yeah, that's where I got my namesake. Wolf Commander Rambles. Yours truly, basically rambling all the damn time. Yep. Originally.
That's good.
Originally,
hey, dude, I forget it. Did you ever have a stream on just the standard shonen mangas?
No.
Oh, dude, we should do one of those.
That's again, manga studies.
Yeah, no, those are great. Like, so here's the deal: when I was growing up, I actually saw the moment when American comics lost, and it was in the aughts, and it's when I was going around my high school, and I realized there was not a single person that was reading a comic book or even knew where to get comic books, but everybody had a fucking book from Barnes and Noble with either Naruto, One Piece, or Bleach.
That's because Diamond. It was stupid for everybody just go to Diamond for the distribution.
Yeah, no. It understood. I get it. I know the history of it, but I know
why did it stay that way? Why did it stay that way?
Because they're used to it.
Yeah, they're used to it.
Familiarity brings contempt.
They get used to it. And honestly, a lot of them. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, dude. They're sometimes family shops. They're quaint and they're fun to look at, but if they don't keep up with modern trends, they become outdated really, really fast. And fuck me, dude, it is hard to compete with a goddamn corporate machine that's well oiled. Like your family shop is not going to compete with a Jeff Bezos, Amazon, run fucking slave machine. It's not gonna. It's just not. I'm sorry.
Somehow it's the truth right there.
Yeah. We're not talking about like a bloated, corporation that has like so much overhead that it's like like a government organization, and so it's like incompetent, like banks and I don't know, defense contractors and shit. But we're talking about like freaking Silicon Valley level corporations like freaking Amazon, Microsoft, etc. Right? Those companies literally own people like slaves, and they are every day, every night, every weekend. They are trying to figure out ways to make more money and do things more efficiently and cut corners, whatever it needs to get what they can to take more market share. Right. And if you're saying that mom and pop is going to survive against that animal, I'm sorry, it's not, because unfortunately the average person, all they see is the price.
Quick aside.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So you're looking at my avatar, the Wolf Commander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now that you're mentioning short comics, qualified, that's another thing I'm going to be doing. Short stories with each and every one of everybody's the UN Spacey's avatars.
Very nice.
No, it's good.
Starting with mine, which is the Wolf Commander, which is he's a werewolf that's wearing an inhibitor that keeps the werewolf from taking full control.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Kind of like the power limiter codes for the tyrants in Resident Evil.
Yeah, basically that.
There's a lot of werewolf stuff out right now.
I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of werewolf stuff out right now.
I know.
I'm not doing
it for market. I'm doing it for entertainment.
Okay, no, I get you.
The Wolf Commander and his UN Spacey are not for just promotional stuff like that or anything like that. That's just fun stuff I'm doing for us here.
Like, plus, I think we would be deemed inappropriate for the market.
Yeah,
it's been an idea that I've been floating around for the past last year already since we've been part of the Professor Geek's Facebook group, which is now defunct.
Yeah,
and dismantled.
What happened to the Professor Geek Facebook group? I was never on Facebook, so I don't know.
Too much anime.
Stopped it.
Too much anime.
Yeah.
That's not really the case, but yeah, that he did make a video about it, but that's one of the reasons, not the sole reason, by the way.
I just couldn't keep up with all the posts because everyone had something to post.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. I mean,
which is how social media generally is, where like the people that are on it are like that are posting hundreds upon hundreds of times a day are like a small percentage of total users. And then you get guys like us that only post like maybe once a month if we're lucky because we're busy with other stuff in real life.
Dude, that's why I'm a big believer in limiting your social media. There's going to be people that are going to always ask you like, oh, go on this site, go on this site, go on this site. No, dude, you don't have time to keep up with that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Market.
If there's one thing I'm going to give the new Matrix trailer, it's that when you see Keanu Reeves looking at all of those people who are plugged into their electronic devices, I'm like going, oh my God, we are in the Matrix.
What I was going to say was this is the reason why the UN Spacey Wolf Fleet is going to stick strictly to MeWe. Right. So if nothing else, if you can't find me, just stick to the Wolf Fleet and you'll see me post there all the time.
Yeah.
Like as far as streaming is concerned, like if you have a problem with Susan about when I go live, it's there on the MeWe Facebook group.
Yeah.
And I post on mines. I'm doing the legwork for you guys basically. So so if nothing else, if whatever platform that you follow me on or that you're on, you'll find it because I'll bring it. I bring it to you, whereas you don't have to come to me to look for it. I'm doing the legwork for you guys. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
He does this for you.
Exactly.
That's what we got to do. Wolf, UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. We bring this to you.
I'm gonna do a
people.
I'm gonna do a Uncle Sam picture of the Wolf Commander point. We do this for you.
What you gotta do is put on the Bane mask, and we give this to you, the people.
Dominic sends us a private message. He said nobody needs to change or follow a modern trends. Instead, utilize timeless themes, ideas, tropes, archetypes with your craft while using classic writing techniques. All of that will never go away, no matter what some of those modern creativities will try.
He's right, because he's right. They will disappear with timeless themes and rules of literature. He's right. That will withstand the test of time. I mean, for God's sakes, we're still telling the stories of the ancient Greeks.
Hell, I've been playing a lot of retro games as of late.
To continue how my imaginative mind works, going back to the Professor Geek group a bit.
Yeah.
When I was like absorbed into that whole thing, I was imagining them in their own fashion,
right?
Of what they like, of what their passion is, what they like to talk about, and I envisioned this world where we live in, where we are our own avatars, or at least the avatars I create for you guys to look the way you do, at least how I see you guys in that world. So like, if we were like a big Justice League Unlimited type of deal, and we're fighting against the forces of the woke,
right?
Let me tell you where the UN Spacey fit in that world. We are the Dinobots of Fall of Cybertron.
Yes, yes.
Pretty much.
Oh,
because we're
Swoop. I call Swoop.
You are Swoop. You are the Swoop of our group.
Yes.
So who would I be?
You be Sludge. You're the Triceratops.
Yeah.
Because I don't know you, Wolf, are Grimlock.
Yours truly.
Yeah, Wolf would be like, me, Grimlock.
In the case of Fall of Cybertron, not right. Something's wrong. Don't feel the same.
But,
Swoop! Get down here!
So if Wolf's Grimlock, then who's Swoop? Yeah, who's Swoop and Snarl?
Schooners is Swoop.
I'm Swoop.
Trooper is Snarl. Trooper is Snarl.
Yeah.
Leia, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's more the RC.
Yeah, so dude, what's up with the yellow fever thumbnail?
Again, like I said, that was sex sales. Simply put, sex sales.
I mean, truly. I mean,
again, just to explain, the original thumbnail was way more risque, but YouTube fucking removed it.
Oh, I see. Wait, was it still yellow fever?
Yes, it was still yellow fever.
Oh,
I think
only this time they were in bikinis.
Nice.
I think I was there live. I think once they'll try to do a live stream announcing my my hentai webcomic plans. I had a picture that was censored, but YouTube still took it down, even though you couldn't see any nipples.
Oh, that's rough.
Thank you, Susan.
What was it? My review of Dan Fan's comic got censored by YouTube like multiple times. I had to change the thumbnail like fucking I don't know how many times, and the title. Fucking.
Which one was that? The Orgasm Girl.
Yeah, that was Orgasm Girl. Well, first thing they yelled at me for using orgasm, so I had to do the little asterisks.
What?
And yeah, that's why if you look at the review, it has asterisks because I can't freaking put it in the title. It was annoying as fuck. And then like they didn't like my cover, and then I tried to change it, and then they didn't like it. And then weirdly enough, because algorithm, I changed back to the original cover. And they were okay with it.
YouTube be weird.
Yeah, I know. YouTube is fucking so weird, dude.
Wojcicki!
Yeah,
as I often say.
See Neo Star.
I bet if the book was called Ejaculation Man, they wouldn't have no problem with it.
No, they would have had a problem with that too, because phallic symbol of the patriarchy or some BS.
Yeah, I actually got to give Dan Fan credit though, because the amount that she improved from Girl, Orgasm Girl to Sonic City Witch is pretty dramatic. She learned a lot of lessons from Girl, and her latest series, at least so far, is pretty good.
I still want to read Balmain and Knucklebum.
Oh, from Kyung Lee?
Mm-hmm.
It's solid. It's just he's going at manga pacing, so it's kind of tough at the price point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll have to keep that in mind when I finally get around to paneling.
So, dude, here's what
bouncers.
I recommend: if you're low on budgets, if you go to his I think it's Etsy. He has like an Etsy shop. He sells the standard edition, which is newsprint. Which honestly, I like the newsprint version more than his cardstock version. And I think he sells it for like, I forget if it's like $5 or $7, but it's pretty reasonable. And that's what I would recommend if you were going to get Battle-Made Knuckle Bomb and you were like on a tight budget.
So,
Bob, I'm also planning for a newsprint, by the way.
Are you going to print on newsprint?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who are you going to print through? Are you going to print through Alterna?
No, because they took down the printing partnership program.
Yeah, because they had to change printers.
I had to change printers. So no, I had to change. Because they had to change plans. I'm printing somebody else now.
Options are running low. It seems these days, right?
Yeah. By the way, I still gotta find advertisers to put ads in my comic after the book is funded, because I won't have blank pages in it. Because like I said, the script was originally written for Alterna, but now I got a whole bunch of problems now, so I gotta have blank pages. Either I put ads in them, and I can't get anybody want to put ads in it.
So unqualified. I just shared you the my Twitter post with the with the pages. Yeah. That's what I have so far. It's not really much to go off of.
Yeah. So
again, there is so much going on in those pages. Believe me, I looked extensively.
Yeah,
there's still sketches.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. It's good stuff, but again, if you take a look at it, the proportions, the size with respect to the panel is still the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. You need to. Again, I'm fucking drinking, so excuse me. You can tell me to fuck off. But the point that I was trying to say is a lot of times it's really useful to draw panels where you back off and your figures are really small with respect to the background. And that's useful for when, like, let's say you have a page and you don't really, the story doesn't really allow you to show like the full background and the setting, right? Those kind of panels are very useful for when you can show the background and have characters keep talking, right? But not necessarily take away from the other panels that you have in the page where you want to do close-ups, you want to do an action shot, or you want to do like a split panel where it shows like someone's face or expression. You know what I mean? That's a very manga thing. A lot of mangas do that a lot. It's pretty cool, right?
Either way,
maybe, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, either way, I'm still going to be doing some in-betweens. Those are just the two that I was working on at that time. So
yeah, no, it's good stuff, man. I look forward to seeing it.
Schooner, what was you saying?
I say there's a lot going on in those pages, and I definitely want to learn more.
Even with the top coming off.
Yeah, you know.
So, I don't mind.
Somebody, I'm not sure which site I shared it on, but somebody mentioned that it was mine. It was definitely mine. He said, I like the fact that the top came off. Nice detail how you did it.
I'm just saying, like, it's like you said, sex sells. And
that it does indeed.
Even the hardcore woke, I'm telling you right now, even the hardcore woke love it. They
like it when it's like gay and lesbian and shit like that.
I know. And that's why I got Harley Quinn humping Poison Ivy on the book cover.
We're saying this behind the scenes. It's like it's slowly becoming softcore pornography.
Here's where my strong suits are.
I ain't hear what you said.
I was saying here's my in the private chat. Here's where my strong suits are. Obviously.
Yeah, these ones are so good.
Oh yeah, you posted this on mine. I've seen this.
Yeah. Yeah, my strong suit is basically just doing emulating Gennady Tartakovsky's style.
Yep.
Which is just stillness, basically. Stillness, but there's still a story being told. Now, here's where I introduce dialogue, and I'll post it pretty soon in the private chat. This is a by the way, unqualified. This is a prequel story. This is from the prequel story, not Bouncers.
Yeah.
I remember this. It's great. I love it.
Let me see. I'll take a look at it myself. Yeah, I remember these. These were cool.
Oh, yeah, it's playing in the arcade.
Yeah.
Dude, Wolf 10. So you're on the West Coast, right? The left coast.
I guess. I'm on the ass end of America.
The ass end of America. So would you grow up with arcades and shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go. All
I'm
right.
I'm 1987, dude.
1987? Ah, I gotcha. All right. Your birth year?
Yeah, that's my birth year.
Okay. All right. So
you can kind of tell how old I am.
No, that's fine. And we're in the same age group. That's good. Nice, so we kind of grew up with the same thing. All right, I gotcha.
Yeah. I think I'm the youngest dude here.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the oldest. I was 82.
82?
Yeah.
Well, explains why
you don't sound that old, dude. That's the thing. That's why you keep fucking me up there, Brian. You don't sound old.
I don't even look old if you see me in person.
Freaking me out, man.
In my case, it's 2002.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow. You got us all beat.
I think Owen got you beat because I think he was in like somewhere in 2000 or 2001. No, he was in 98.
Dude, how did Owen discover Guyver if he's like an aughts baby?
Probably somebody told him about it, I would think. You know,
maybe
the
his
whole
dad
word
was
of
watching
mouth thing
at some point.
Yeah. Dude, remember that was like the longest run of Ishii streams where Owen would just talk about Guyver, no matter what we were talking about. It was like, you know what's really good? Guyver.
He did that yesterday after like 2 months of not mentioning Guyver at all.
Yeah, I was like, shit, dude. I kind of did. There was a period where he wouldn't talk about Guyver, and I was like, oh,
I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, there's no Ishii stream with him talking about fucking Guyver. What the fuck?
Or any other stream where he's at where he mentions Guyver.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I kind of missed this.
Did the light leave Owen? There was a small period where I was competing with him with Tekken Blade. There was that period. I was like, because he was like, have you heard of our Lord and Savior Guyver? I was like, yeah. Have you also heard of the epic hero called Tekken Blade?
Yeah.
Which I did watch the whole. By the way, if you guys want to know who Tekken Blade is, he was originally titled Techno Man when he came to America.
Yeah, he also appeared in Tatsunoko versus Capcom a while back.
Yeah, I remember that
on the Wii. Yeah, so Tekken Blade was the shit.
You know, funny story about that game, Tatsunoko versus Capcom. I actually picked it up because way back when it first came out, because I was like, fuck, dude, we're never going to get a Marvel versus Capcom. So I might as well play this game, right? Mm-hmm. And it was actually pretty fun. And then little did I know it would become the basis for fucking Marvel versus Capcom 3.
Yeah, at least part of the basis, because they also mixed it with MVC2's tag system as well.
Yeah, it was more, I mean, MVC 3, if you look at it, it's more of a TVC game. If you think about the base mechanics of it.
True, because it's the 3-button layout, and then you had the assists plus that special button they did, which was the launcher button.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same. Like MVC2 is unique among all fighting games.
It's more technical.
I mean, it's more because you know what's funny about that game is there's a lot of like fuck ups that Capcom made, but they were like brilliant fuck ups that led to that game being basically, you know, timeless.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Street Fighter 2 where the fuck ups were not intended, but they ended up making the game being you know, legideray to a degree.
Like the canceling system in general. Yeah. That was a bug.
Yeah, by the way, if you don't know, there's this Capcom game that came out for arcade only. That was never ported to console. Back in 1997 called Battle Circuit. Ever played that?
Was that the one that freaking whose his name came from?
Cyber Blue.
Not Cyber Blue, the freaking Marvel vs. Capcom 1 character. Shit. The one that like he would punch you and then he's like, blow to your punch. And then a mech would come and punch you too.
Cyberbots.
No.
Oh shit, that was Cyberbots. Yeah, you're right.
Jin? You talking
Yeah,
Jin?
Jin.
No.
Oh fuck, that character was hilarious.
No, you got nothing to do with that. This is they had that game was very strange. It's strange how much detail is put into that game for arcade game.
Oh, he's talking about that. He's talking about that arcade beat 'em up.
Oh, it's a beat 'em up. Oh shit, I thought it was a fighting game. Is that the
No.
beat 'em up with the freaking cat character?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know because that's I think that chick is an assist in Marvel vs. Capcom 1.
She
Yeah,
is.
talking about Battle, Cyber Blue, Captain Silver, Yellow Iris, Pink Ostrich, Alien Green. That's the 5 characters.
Yeah, dude, it's beyond me. The only Capcom beat 'em up I ever played was Captain Commando, and that game was the shit.
Oh yeah.
only surpassed by Streets of Rage.
Yeah. Streets of
It's
Rage
funny
is
how
fun.
you discover certain characters from Marvel's Capcom in so many obscure games at best. Like,
I know. A lot of people discover Rocket Raccoon from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, from the third one.
Yeah, the third one.
Mm.
Yeah, no, he's yeah, that little freaking shitbag was such an annoying character. Really cool character, but still such an annoying character.
mhm.
No, man,
I mean,
I gotta give Capcom credit because in a way they kind of like I think it's underrated how much they had an influence on people from the 90s and the aughts with their video games and how they kept impressing people, the Marvel characters, even though like practically no one was buying fucking comics at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, the Cat Girl and
I know.
Capcom. You talk about Felicia, brah.
Dark-
That's Darkstalkers. That's
Night-
Darkstalkers. There's another cat girl in Battle Circuit. There's a cat girl in Battle Circuit. Yeah, Yellow Iris.
Just for specificity, she also came from Night Warriors.
Yeah, that's the first Darkstalkers.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, Felicia's cool.
Expansive story too.
I know. And she's hot. Really, really hot.
I did some art with her actually. It's not my best art though. I might revisit it one of these days. Her and Morgan, two of the best girls of Night Warriors /
I was going to mention Morgan too.
Nah, QB is the best character of Darkstalkers.
Oh, QB. And
I'm
Saint
just
Cole.
messing, dude. I just like playing that character because she's fucking broken. She's so fucking cheap. She's so fucking cheap in that game.
Yeah.
Senko is almost close.
Now, Senko's not that bad. Actually, it was Morgan and the fucking Abominable Snowman. No, I meant QB and the Abominable, Sasquatch.
Yeah,
those two characters are so cheap.
Oh yeah.
And the Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh's actually not that bad. No, Pharaoh's not. It's pretty easy to deal with him in that game.
Yeah,
because he didn't have like a lot of the other abilities that other characters has.
What about Jeddah?
Jeddah, I mean, if like he's on a roll, he's pretty good. But if you get him in a corner, he's not so great.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing about QB is that she has a bunch of moves that have a ton of range. And then if you're really good at air dashing, she can like overhead you and like so fast. And then you're basically getting comboed like before you know it. Really, really dirty character. Really super dirty character. Yeah.
Almost as dirty as Dimitri.
No, Dimitri's not that bad. Here's the deal, dude. I played an arcade Darkstalkers 3, which was Vampire Savior. Mm-hmm. And that's the one I'm most familiar with, which had all the characters except for who's his name? The Vampire Hunter.
Donovan Bane.
Yeah, Donovan. It didn't have Donovan in it, but it had all the other characters. And so I got used to that game. And so Morgan is like, whatever. She wasn't really, she could be good, but she wasn't really a great character.
So
and then,
for any more in-depthness of Darkstalkers, check out Spear Hunter's video about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she makes some good ones.
She did a great job. I was like, I feel smarter now about Darkstalkers.
No, it's great, man. Like if you pick up the Udon comics, they're pretty solid.
Did you guys watch the animes?
No, I didn't
Like
watch
the
anime.
animes or the American cartoons?
No, not the American cartoons. There's an anime to them too. I've seen the
Okay.
I didn't
American
watch. I
cartoon.
didn't
I
watch.
think I've seen
I
the
didn't watch any of
animes
that.
online.
In fact, I will say this: the American cartoon is my gateway to Darkstalkers.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep, that's how I knew about Darkstalkers was because of that cartoon. However, Street Fighter, my uncles just happened to have it,
Mhm.
and I couldn't.
The video game or the cartoon?
The video game.
See, my gateway to Street Fighter was that fucking movie.
Nice.
That was
My gateway to Street Fighter
yeah.
was Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
saying,
dude.
like for the life of me, the only thing I can remember it was one of these days we're gonna have a rematch. And I'm gonna kick your ass, uncle. Because every single time I could never beat my uncles in either Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, and I kept hoping. Unfortunately, I will never get that day because they're in jail now.
Dude, I
Oh,
mean,
well.
you know what's funny about the Street Fighter was that fucking movie is so campy and so bad, but at the same time, if you can turn your brain off, it's actually very enjoyable.
What's the matter, Gaio? You come to fight a madman, but you behold a god.
Oh,
Fucking trouble! Holy shit, dude! That fucking movie.
It's
Dude,
a
I
guilty-
just love.
The movie's a
sorry.
guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah. No, it's like RoboCop 3. Like
You guys
I'm
want,
not
like,
gonna
really
say
good-
it's good, but fuck, it's guilty as hell.
You guys want a good Street Fighter content? Check out Assassin Fist from Machinima. That's probably floating around somewhere on YouTube, which is damn good. Like, my goodness. Like, even though they kind of took liberties with the story, I'm like, bro, the story of Goki and Goken was like the highlight of that series.
Nice.
Crickets.
Crickets.
I never seen it. Yeah.
That's what I'm
Honestly,
saying, like,
dude, I watched the Street Fighter anime movie and then the
Which
actual
one?
movie, like the old Street Fighter anime movie.
Oh, Street Fighter 2 the animated?
Yeah,
that was a
The
good
one where Gal said, Bison, I'll rip up your fucking heart.
Oh, it's Bison's ass is mine.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
like who's her name was Chun-Li's fucking voice actor. Like, what the
Face is
hell?
ruined. You witch, I'll make you suffer.
Yeah,
That too.
yeah. He had the Chun-Li shower scene. That was good stuff.
Oh, if you got the red version.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah,
we got
bruh.
That was the moment too when you were a
I'm
young
mad.
man.
You know what? Y'all, as a matter of fact, I take that back. Y'all can't say that shit in my presence because I got the fucking case, but my fucking disc is missing.
Oh shit!
You got jacked, bro.
Now, mind you, I accidentally left my my Street Fighter movie at my mom's house when I moved to San Diego, and I was coming back and hoping to find it.
Yeah.
Never found it.
Oh, that sucks.
Mind you, I did get the case, but then when I opened it, it was gone. I was like, where the fuck did it go?
Oh, God. Okay, don't worry. This is a typical '90s problem. We just open all the cases.
And I don't know if my brother just happened to have it in one of his systems and forgot to take it out, or my mom had it and probably didn't think nothing of it, and I could. And as of right now, I can't really go out there to go check to see. So I'm like,
if your brother has got his hands on it, you'll never see it again, especially when he discovers the Chun-Li shower scene.
Here's another thing. He has an awful habit of losing shit for some mysterious reason.
By the way,
mysterious being the operative word, I take it.
Everybody agreed that Chun-Li moves horrible. Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Michael Bay. It's trying to rip off Michael Bay. But
fuck that movie. End of story.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I never even bothered to see it.
No.
Yeah.
What was Tattoo even doing on that in that fucking movie? Go back to the damn, I'm blanking on their names now.
Wasn't that a direct to like DVD movie?
No, this is the
theatrical release.
Really?
Flop. But so bad to the point that nobody remembers it.
Wow. I can't believe they actually released it.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's sad.
I know.
Now, dude, since we're on the topic of Capcom, Brian, I know you an X fan because you have freaking Zero as an avatar forever.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Mega Man X game?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It depends on my time of day. For like, I'd say like X1 for the music because you can't beat it, you know. And it's for I think Final Fantasy fan is here. You know, it's but then like for actually making Zero playable, X4 was better at that than X3. But X3 had a lot of stuff in it too as well. Had some cool stuff, you know.
Yeah. Dude, what was the one with the cutscenes? Was that X4 or X5?
That was X4.
Oh, dude, those fucking cutscenes are fucking horrible, but they're great.
What? This isn't happening. How could this be? What am I fighting for?
Dude, I used that. Dude, that and fucking was it Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever. Those fucking quotes will live on forever.
Oh yeah.
What am I fighking for?
Don't even get me started. Don't get me started because I'll close Center Armstrong.
The worst voice acting in any video game I ever thought of is Xenoclash.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I thought it was that. What was that one Mega Man video game with cutscenes where like the dude who was playing like Dr. Light was like, "What the fuck did they just get this guy off the street?"
No, I think it's like Dr. Huawei. I think that was Mega Man 8.
Yeah, Mega Man 8. Yeah, they had the cutscenes, and it was like Mega Man.
Nah.
Oh man, that's good times. Yeah, I could talk about Capcom games forever. That shit, like like that's a fucking company that still has my fucking balls. Like Marvel, I've given up on, but Capcom, fucking sometimes, like, dude, like I like forgive Capcom even when they fuck me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying the past has my balls, so I'll just go to the past of those other great nostalgic films.
Holy shit, this is a good line right here from Bison from the movie. Merely educational software. Why does he find it disturbing? Because unlike you, he's not a psychotic.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of great lines in that. Dude, like when Guile is like talking mad shit and hyping up his soldiers. I'm going to get in my boat, go down river, and kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison is going to feel it.
I think I did that for my birthday stream.
Yeah.
Troopers, I have just received new orders. Our superior said the war is cancelled and we can all go home. Bison is getting paid off for his crimes, and our friends would have died here, would have died for nothing. But we can all go home. Meanwhile, ideas like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up. But we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm going to get on my butt. I'm going upriver. I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is going to feel it. Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
My God, that is just like so. It was ham galore.
It was great. Dude, I could feel the Guile theme playing that entire time. I was like, oh.
You know, they should have did a rendition of that when they were getting on the boats.
Yeah,
I like the music they used for that one. I was hyped up after that. I was a kid. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Oh. That's good times. Great times.
Or like the time where Honda was getting whipped, and like in the aftermath, he's like, dude, what's your secret? It's like Hawaiian. It's like Hawaiian magic. I go into a different place or something like that. And I think Balrog said, yeah, can you order me a McDonald's while you're there? And they cue in the shot where he's got all those lashes on his back.
Oh, man.
But what's everybody's favorite line? Quick, change the channel.
Quick, change the channel.
Yeah.
Dude, I like when like Guile's in the boat and he's trying to make it through the minefield, and fucking Bison has basically like an arcade fucking cabinet right there. He's hitting actual arcade fucking buttons. He's dropping fucking bombs on them.
He's just pressing random buttons and moving the joystick, and the monster just activated with each pressing like really every button that basically controls all those minds.
Dude, yeah, I don't know what people are saying, dude. That Street Fighter movie's fucking legend.
Oh my god, it's legend. It's like oh my god, that's like one of those movies you gotta. You know what? We should do a rewatch of that movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'll rewatch both of them because the Mortal Kombat movie's great too.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Then I have to do my Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Shao Kahn.
It's official. You suck.
Not that Shao Kahn.
I just couldn't resist.
I know.
It's official.
It comes with the territory. Let me see.
Oh man, those are just timeless movies. Oh man.
Here's a gem. Here's a gem. Mother, you're alive. Too bad. You will die.
Worst voice acting ever.
Oh my god.
Hot woman. Definitely.
To anyone out there, just always remember, if you ever think your work is bad, somebody somewhere wrote that line.
Yeah. So true.
My squads have already claimed thousands of innocent souls on Earth, and I will claim billions. By now, you will be behind bars and displayed in a zoo. If those bars could keep me away from you, Shiva, I would welcome them.
Wait, was that Annihilation?
That was Annihilation.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's funny? In Annihilation,
Hey,
all I can remember about that movie was, what was it? Johnny Cage getting his neck snapped in the beginning.
Johnny!
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, Jax versus fucking, I forget, in that lab fight. Yeah, I remember that. That was all I could remember about that fucking movie.
It's like, Mr. Ed is mine.
They somehow had, like, Cyrax and... Yeah, somehow they had Cyrax and Smoke in there, but Sector didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Like, they crammed in, like, pretty much everybody from Mortal Kombat 2.
They had the budget, that's why.
I'm just
yeah, because I mean, like, they basically had like everyone from Mortal Kombat 2
Yeah, I
and
wanna know what
Mortal
that
Kombat
budget-
3 just shoved in there, and with no rhyme or reason.
Wait,
Do you know where that?
Sorry, good.
Do you know where that budget went into mostly?
What's that?
The characters.
No.
Hookers
Where did it go in?
and coke?
Because if they did, they had some really good written characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
All that budget went into the flips.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all the 54 flips.
All the unnecessary flips they did. That's all that
I
budget
thought-
went into.
The reason why I basically said characters because they just already had so many.
I know, but I'm saying like again, if they went in with the budget for the sake of characters, even though they had a lot of characters, we had some good characters at least somewhere in there. But that budget went into a lot of fucking flips.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason.
Holy crap, we got a Final Fantasy fan.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's just basically my name.
He's got a white mage.
I get you, bro.
Wait, that's not a white mage. That's
It's a red mage.
Yeah, there we go.
Dude, what was that Final Fantasy movie that was a flop? I forget.
That was Spirits Within.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, the Spirits Within.
Did that have like? I never
Decent
watched
sci-fi
it. Did that have anything to do with actual the actual main Final
Hell
Fantasy
to the
storyline?
no.
No, they took the name and that's it.
I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
right
like,
now.
basically, the movie basically feels like it's a knockoff Star Trek.
One at a time.
If it was just called Spirits Within, it would have been fine. It would have been a meh movie at best, but because you put Final Fantasy in the title, you have forever doomed it. It's kind of like it's kind of like Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, because Season of the Witch is actually a really good movie. I like it.
That's also kind of like Dynasty Warriors 9 with the open world. If you had just named it anything else, it would have just gone without a hitch. But then you put the DW name on it, and then we had a big shit show on our hands from it.
The only thing Final Fantasy in there was Sid, the character Sid. That's the only thing.
Oh, there's a character named Sid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite.
Well,
even though there could have been other Final Fantasy names that could have been in there, like the canon. I think they called it the Zeus canon. They call it like the Rama canon, or maybe
Bahamut.
Ifrit or Bahamut.
Yeah.
Or that, yeah.
Like
they could have had like anything else. Instead, it just felt like it's just a knockoff Star Trek.
Or Jim Belushi was playing a Final Fantasy game on a handheld.
Yeah.
Actually, there are quite a few Final Fantasy games that are on handheld.
Yeah, the
Good thing we got Advent
games,
Children.
right?
Yeah, they redeemed themselves with Advent Children.
I mean,
Oh, you guys liked Advent Children?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't.
I really loved the movie, but then after playing the actual Final Fantasy VII through the original, I do like it, but it's not the greatest.
I like it in parts.
Yeah.
Dilly dally,
Mainly
shilly shally.
because
that was the worst line in that movie.
yeah, that actually does actually sound like an Englishman would saying that.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway.
Advent Children, Advent Children was the original Member Berries movie. I mean, I'm not hating it if you like it. You know, it's just sort of like I remember watching it and I felt nothing after it ended. I was like, I don't feel like this was really closure to 7, but what okay?
Well, here's the thing. I got the complete edition, and the only reason why I said parts is because some parts weren't needed in the complete edition, and some things were altered to some degree. That I'm like,
okay, there's a special completed edition.
On Blue, mostly on Blu-ray.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, they re-released it, and I got that version, and I watched it. I'm like, it's good because the problem is that I also have the DVD version.
Yeah,
and I've watched that 20 times already. So it's like when I watch the complete edition, I'm happy. I'm like so inundated with the original version that when something happens that's differently from the original version, I'm like, wait, what? Huh?
Oh, you mean kind of like how the remake is going right now?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I have a bunch of friends, and we all kind of grew up playing the same video games. They were all kind of complaining about like, oh, why are they only remaking 7? They should remake 6 because 6 has the better story. And I was telling them, like, dude, you don't want them to remake 6 because they're gonna fuck it up. Like they're gonna fuck up 7 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they already did this with Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 4, and now they're doing this with 7.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. What was it? Though the DS version of 3 was actually pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the remake for that.
Dude,
the remake,
when you
I should say the re-update for 6 is fucking terrible.
Unqualified. When you mentioned remake, my brain suddenly flashed to the in development trailer of Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, that stuff,
And
dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude.
Wait, was
after
it back
10,
when it was originally named Final Fantasy Versus 13?
Versus 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dead honest
that's
with
what it was
you.
originally called before.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
after
what it was
10,
originally called before it became Final Fantasy.
Hang on,
15.
guys. You're crisscrossing.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
ahead.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. After 10, my interest in Final Fantasy just nosedived, and I didn't really care.
Yeah,
that's basically the entire Final Fantasy community as a whole.
I have never owned a video game console before in my entire life, so I've never played a Final Fantasy game, so I don't really know anything about Final Fantasy at all.
That's fair. No,
it's okay.
Yeah, no. After the
You're
Titus
dumb, man.
laughed, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
That was so
fake. The magic of Final Fantasy was completely destroyed by voice acting. I was like, holy shit. I didn't need to hear these characters with voice acting at all. It was good as it was.
I thought I just heard Wolf that sounded like the guys in Fall Guys. It's like,
yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
I'm trying to do the Kafka laugh.
Dude.
That work?
That's good. That's close.
As
Better than
synthesized
I
as that
did.
was, that shit fucking worked back in the 90s.
So I shared a bit of more of my work again.
Was this
to
Ash
show-
Blood?
Yeah, but I want you to check out Good Evening too. Ash Blood is the Ash Blood is meant to be a cover art.
Yeah. Hey, dude, what are you putting your what paper are you putting your Copics on?
Mixed media. I might
Mixed
switch
media?
papers.
Okay. Yeah, because I can see like every time I see your stuff, I can always see the marker marks.
I'm working on that definitely to try not to let the marks like stroking because there are times like depending on how you stroke on the paper can really make all the difference. It's not really like what paper you're using. Aside from printer paper, which I had to talk Owen to not use.
No, you can't use printer paper with Copics if you're gonna
exactly.
Or really any kind of marker for that matter.
That's weak. That's like the weakest paper you could actually work with because it's not meant to be art on. It's at best if you got printer paper, you use that for scratch paper and sketches.
Yeah, you do your warm ups on printer paper.
Yeah. So he pretty much heeded my advice and finally used sketchbooks finally. Well, not finally. He been doing that already after heeded my my advice. But like, yeah, I use mixed media. I'm going to be experimenting on different papers too. But yeah, most of my stuff is going to be traditional for now until I find a way to get to digital, if need be. But then again, one good selling point I could do with bouncers is that it would be like one of the few comics that I'll probably write that will be done traditional.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Who is his name? I did a review on his comic, Brendan Swan. He was all Copics traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen people.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I've seen people on the site for Affinity that did some short comics with traditional via paint or marker, and it looks good.
Yeah,
like,
the only
good.
weakness of traditional is if you want like special effects or glares, that's hard to do with traditional coloring.
Yeah.
And also the gating cost feature of traditional art is really your scanner. That's what really cuts you off. Is you got to go get a good scanner, or you have to borrow a good scanner. You know what I mean?
That and you have to maintain your supplies too.
Yeah. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, honestly, for pencils, I think all of those expensive like lead holders are overrated. You don't need it. You know, if you just have decent mechanical pencil, that's more than enough. You know, if you have a what I like to say is like if you have a 0.5 that's hard and a 0.7 that's soft, that's all you need.
That's
and
why
you'll be
I
able to
use
do everything.
for sketching. 0.7 and 0.5, mostly 0.5.
Yeah. You just want the 0.5 to be a hard lead because you're likely to do high detail with that. You want the 0.7 to be soft because you'll probably be doing more of the sketching kind of stuff or filling in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then for inking pens, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could use Faber-Castells, you could use the Microns, or you could use the Copics if you want to spend the money. All of them are pretty good.
Basically, use a combination and see what works for you.
Yeah, you could do that too. I mean, even for markers.
I've been on marketing streams. He uses all assortment of pens for his inking lines. Yeah. Sometimes he'll default to Micron. Sometimes he'll default to Copic pens and even Faber-Castells, depending on the mission.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I've found, because I had the same problem with having like marker lines on my Copics. What I found is like you almost have to take like an inking perspective when you're coloring, and you have to basically do really like long strokes, you know, of like one or two, and keep track of how many times you went over it. You know, and that kind of eliminates all of the marker strokes when you're looking at the art.
I tend to blend colors in to get rid of that too.
Yeah, you can do that too.
So like for anybody who wants a lesson in coloring, yeah, you can do that. Like if you already established your shadows for your colors, you already established the base color, you go over it with at least the lightest color, and that matches, like that pretty much like overlaps over them, that doesn't really give them a different color per se, and you marker that, and that's what blends it in.
Yeah.
Or even if you make a mistake that once go out of line, you can still use a different marker, at least the darkest marker that you can, to marker that away. That shit goes away quick. Brian, you fading on us?
No, I'm all right. I'm still here.
I'm still here too.
Oh, you drunk a lot of Monster for this one, huh? So I'm not going to doze off on Wolf Commander's anniversary stream. I'm going to soldier on this one.
Same
We
here.
will soldier. We will soldier.
The running gag is that
I will
sometimes
fight and never surrender.
So wait, I've never heard a pitch for bouncers. What is it?
furry robot jocks.
Furry robot.
Kidding.
What?
Well, that's the project name, furry robot jocks. But the pitch is basically wars outlawed. The only way they settle disputes is through gentleman combat, while living in a world that's already been long since ravaged by war. And two individuals are going to the top to be champions in this world. That best sums it up. But in depthly, it's just two girls that are one's a combatant in the fights that's hiding her identity, which is she was formerly a connected member of a terrorist group that formed like years after the invasion.
Right.
And what is called the war between I keep saying that, the War of Fools and Kings.
Yeah.
And she took part in that, but that war has ended with their failure, and she's been now disbanded from her people, and she's been incognito. Thank you. She's incognito basically. So there's her trying to keep her identity. You okay?
We're good.
Talking to my wife here.
Uh-oh. I hear cutting on that end. Is she sharpening something?
Yeah, she is.
She's mad at you, Wolf. Be careful.
It appears to be. Anyways, what I was saying was, while that's going on, bear with me, guys. Like I said, she's incognito, and shit, I'm losing my train of thought here. Why? It's because I'm hungry. That's why. But she's going to participate in the yearly tourney to investigate her brother, who happens to be the champion in the city of Zalem. And during this period, she's been fighting members of her people who have been used as commodity, or at least a hired goon to participate in the game. Because when you find out that certain animals are Habram, that's like a status symbol or an advantage, and she wants to take away that advantage by beating them to a pulp.
Right.
But this is a problem because she's entering the games without a handler, and that's dangerous because that'd be an animal working on herself on his or her self-interest and not being sponsored or being tied to a backer, if you will. Because what these games represent is when you participate in these combats, that's how they distribute the resources.
So it's like going into court without a lawyer.
Yeah. That's basically how they end their agreements through single combat. If two individuals cannot agree upon things, then it'll be decided in single combat, which is preventing them from an open war, basically, with each other. Okay. That's why war is outlawed, because the last war almost decimated the land and almost fucked up the resources.
Okay. When do you think you're gonna have the first story for Bouncers?
Haven't planned that out yet because I'm still writing.
Okay.
When I get down to writing, and I still haven't gotten around to writing it too. Much less the art.
Just do a plot script.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're gonna draw it anyway, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna draw it.
Yeah, then no need to go all formal with a full script. Just write out what the story actually is.
Mm-hmm. And just follow suit to it, right?
Yeah. You know how you want to draw it, so
just to sum it up, it's Xena Warrior Princess, but in a world that's dictated by single combat or at least adjudicated through resources through single combat with a redemption story attached to it. So Sybil, the wolf character that you've been seeing throughout most of my timeline and here and there,
Right.
she's the Xena, while the goat Shirley, she's the Gabrielle.
Right.
That's gonna be their dynamic, their friendship dynamic, not the bisexuality.
Right.
Even though Sybil is a bisexual, that's not the core part of her character though.
That's
Sybil's the witch.
Unlike how
what's
DC
Sybil?
makes their girls
The wolf
bisexual
wolf
for
or the
no
goat?
reason.
Pretty much.
What's it Sybil, the wolf or the goat?
Sybil is the wolf.
Oh, okay.
And more than that, she's a dire wolf. In
Okay,
this
I
world,
already know that. Well, I don't know about the stuff, but I just want to know. I keep
which
forget their
character
names.
was
I
it?
remember the concepts.
Yeah.
I remember the concept. I forget their names though. That's the thing. Names don't stick to
Yeah. Yeah, Sybil's the wolf, Shirley's the goat.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, she's intentionally that large because she's a dire wolf, and where she comes from is where
I already know.
I'm telling this for
You told me this already. Okay.
I'm telling this for the people in the back. this for the people in the back. But yes, where she comes from, all prehistoric animals exist. The Ice Age animals, to be more specific.
Yeah.
Because when I said that, Ishi thought dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, I thought the mammals.
Yeah.
You know, the
mammals existed. They were just eaten by dinosaurs.
I'm just saying, like when I mentioned prehistoric animals, I meant to say, the mammoths, the mastodons. If I mentioned dinosaurs, I would say dinosaurs. I thought there was a distinction there, but okay.
Well, Kamen Rider Revice's forms are already based off the prehistoric mammals. Even though its base form is a T-Rex, but yeah.
Right.
Dude, I think Mastodon, and I think the Black Power Ranger, and I think of Johnny Young Bosch.
I
like
Walter Jones, to be honest.
My perception of these animals are different. Since I learned about a lot of these animals from nature documentaries, documentaries.
Right.
So my perceptions of animals are different. In educational programs, for example, I don't think of velociraptors as some kind of. I actually think of these animals as animals that are just no longer are around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I don't think of velociraptors as monsters. I think of them as feathered, small feathered dinosaurs that run around. I mean, they're because when I first saw Jurassic Park, because I know that there's nothing like velociraptors were in real life. Immediately, like real life velociraptors. Because they're pretty much Deinonychus, but they call them velociraptors. They weren't even. I mean, real life velociraptors were much smaller than that.
Mm-hmm. They were
pretty much, yeah.
Shih Tzu size for specificity for size, at least like the size of a beagle.
Mm-hmm. Basically, the compies from the Lost World.
Oh no, compies are smaller than that.
Yeah. That's basically a velociraptor was the size of almost like a roadrunner.
Yeah.
I know. They pretty much they had Deinonychus and they called them velociraptors for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, they originally were going to go with Deinonychus, but they chose Velociraptor for the more coolness factor. Really cool. Exactly.
Like there's a lot of strange things that Jurassic Park did for no reason. Because they knew that most people don't know anything about dinosaurs, so whatever, just do whatever.
In-universe explanation would be clone.
The frog. They clone through a frog. They clone through a frog. Well, instead of a bird, instead of a bird, which makes no sense. Why would you clone the dinosaurs through a frog instead of a bird? That doesn't make any sense.
Fill out the genetic code. That's what.
No. The birds evolved from dinosaurs. You were cloned through a bird, not a frog. That involves screwing up DNA.
It's trying to go for that science against nature. And what happened was, this is why I like the book Jurassic Park a little bit more, because in the book, the dinosaurs were suddenly no longer becoming dinosaurs. They were turning into mutations.
No.
Yeah, in the book, the dinosaurs.
That makes sense. That makes sense because, like I said, like how that. No, exactly. You mean exactly because that makes sense. Yeah. Because like, for example, the like how the remember those dinosaurs that spit poison, even though in real life there were no venomous dinosaurs at all.
Dilophosaurus.
Yeah, real life there were no venomous dinosaurs at all. Not to mention, because they're not lizards. There wasn't lizards, so and they reduce any venom. Not to genetically. Not to mention, there's much bigger than that. Like they had its size in reverse. They had them really small when in real life they were about 10 feet tall.
Once again, in-universe explanation is the cloning aspect with the genetics aspect, which is you mixing them with other animals, and that's what you yield.
Yeah. And even how you get the size wrong? That's impossible. How you get the size?
One thing
wrong,
I gotta give this one thing I gotta give Jurassic World props for this one for explanation as to how the dinosaurs are made. They gave an in-universe explanation, which is Wu brought this up to Miss Roddy's attention. He said, you know, we manipulate the genetic codes to make them look cool as you ordered. You know, he even brings up the fact that majority of the dinosaurs that we made at Jurassic Park and as of Jurassic World were not completely scientifically accurate. So they're going by admission right there that they weren't completely accurate with the dinosaurs even back then versus now.
Well, that was because also too they got away. The '90s movie always gets a pass because the success of Jurassic Park pushed more people into archaeology, and this actually has been proven that
I almost want to be an archaeologist.
Yeah.
It
went into
never see Indiana Jones doing something like this.
Paleontology, you mean? Paleontology, you mean?
Paleontology, yeah, paleontology. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people went into paleontology. In fact, if anybody ever watched the show Friends, they even mention it. Ross says that he's a big fan of Jurassic Park, and that's why he wanted to be a paleontologist.
Yeah, that and the trend of people buying two-door Jeeps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Wolf, I got to bounce, but happy anniversary, buddy. Really happy for you.
You know what?
Happy anniversary to you too, man.
Now that you bring that up, since you initiated, we might as well start wrapping it up because we have no viewers right now.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you know, happy to join you here. I hope you have another good year.
Before
Looking forward to your comic, buddy.
Let's wrap up this way. So, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Those few of you and those non-existent motherfuckers that kept popping in and popping out. yes, I said it. But yeah, I'd like to thank Unqualified for being a guest spot for us, dude. Thank you. What's your next project, dude? What are you gonna do next?
No, I mean mostly just continuing the comics. I mean, I have to finish up the Judas contract I have coming up.
Dude.
Probably going to be covering Ghost in the Shell, and then I will be going over X-Men versus Fantastic Four from the 80s.
Dude, I'm gonna be revisiting that Judas contract because I love how you eloquently talked about that one. That and what was that other X-Men comic?
Oh,
what was that one?
Which X-Men comic? I mean, I did a lot.
The one with the mutant hunters.
Oh, you're talking about Mutant Massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic. I'm actually gonna probably after X-Men versus Fantastic Four, I'll probably go over the Fall of the Mutants. So that's classic 80s X-Men. And then
would you be doing Days of Future Past 2 or
maybe we'll see. That's like kind of near the end of Claremont's run, and he was kind of running out of juice, and also things were kind of changing. I mean, I don't know if people watch my videos, but I'm not a big fan of the 90s stuff.
Right.
Really?
No.
90s stuff is kind of kooky anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll be mostly going over that stuff. There's going to be a lot of manga and European comic reviews coming up. And
dude,
then,
I'm a 90s kid, and I agree with you there about the 90s stuff.
Yeah. Actually, what I will be going over from the 90s that is good is what DC came out with in the 90s. Their stuff is very good. I think I'll be going over, I forget, Tales of the Bat, the Scarecrow special. I think it's God of Fear. That's a really, really good 90s comic series.
Nice. All right, then. So I'd like to thank Fish Chuzzle for gracing us again.
I'm pretty much going to be a regular. So I'm pretty much going to be on here every week or something. Every time
we're going to have to give you a moniker one of these days. I'll think of something. Like everybody else. Everybody has a call sign. So Eloise is the Bear of the North. I'll be getting to you two next to me pretty soon. But thank you, Dominic Powell. I know you had a lot to say. Hopefully we'll get you on here and you get to say more. Again, we keep fumbling over you and tripping all over you here and there. But thank you for being here, Dominic.
If you mind, Dominic, if you got problems with StreamYard, we must delete your browser cookies and cookies. That
hopefully you can hear that. I hope he's not. Hopefully you can hear that. I hope he's not having trouble right now as we speak, but we can't know for sure. Final, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you very much. Sorry, my mic was already muted for so long.
It happens, bro.
Permission grant, you red mage bastard, you. That's gonna be your new call sign, the red mage bastard.
Oh, I just like you bastards.
What's your name? What's your name, scumbag? Final Fantasy Fan 012. Bullshit. From now on, you're a red mage bastard. Do you like that name? Sir, yes, sir.
Oh god. I was already thinking Lieutenant Bastards as you said that.
Yeah.
By the way, Final Fantasy, we don't sell no mana and ether in my cord. Are you okay with that, sir? Yes, sir. And we lost.
Wow.
I think that's a Ruby reference.
No, that was a Full Metal Jacket reference. But by the way, Dominic, this is for you. Anyways, I'd like to thank the Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground, but has excellent Wi-Fi. This is Schooner Tuna. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you like what you saw here, just drop in the comments section what you would like us to cover, and we will do it. So once again, this is Schooner Tuna signing off. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Bloop, 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 motherfuckers. And last but not least, we have the Maverick Hunter Saint, Brian Gilmartin.
Yeah, thanks everybody, and those of you that joined us, thank you for watching, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us what you like, and tell us what you think about all this below. This has been Brian Gilmartin. No damage to report. Moving to next area.
I guess I'm not the only one who's hungry too. Thank you everybody for being here as always. This has been your Wolf Commander Wolf 10, your werewolf. Once again, to remind you all, you are the UN Space Sea. Welcome to the Wolf Fleet.